everyone, how's it going? We're back, and you can't fucking stop us. Unless you're Jeff Bezos and you kick us off your platform. Then you could probably stop us.
Why would he want to stop us, though? All we do is, take up server space, and, well, yeah, okay, that costs money. So, yeah, he'll kick us.
Yeah, he's going to give us the boot. It is what it is. Hey, welcome back to the goddamn show. I'm Chuck, your lovely host for the evening. And actually tonight we're starting off a brand new campaign, All Fear of the Ishtar. The name will make sense before the campaign is over, I think. So look forward to that. You'll have to watch every single episode for every single minute to make sure you don't miss it. But yeah,
we hope you like Bush's baked beans.
We'll get to that, Jake. We'll get to that. And I did just realize I was getting ready to do introductions, and usually I like to do them in alphabetical order, but apparently I forgot what alphabetical order is. But that's okay. We'll lead with our best foot. Irene, who the fuck are you? Where can people find you? Who are you playing tonight? And I do have to warn everyone that I will be asking the toast question. Irene, are you familiar with the toast question? Okay. Toast question is easy. If you were a spread that could go on a piece of toast, or more so your character, what spread would your character be and why? So I'll start this off. Since I am, game master, I'm in charge here. I'll give you an example. If Chuck is in Chuck proper, Chuck myself, was a spread that could go on a piece of toast, it would be honey butter, because it's sweet and full of fat, just like me. So Irene, once again, who the fuck are you? Who are you playing? Where can people find you? And Dr. Lugosi, what kind of toast spread would Dr. Lugosi be?
All right, so yeah, I'm Irene. You can find me on Twitter at DMIreneDB. You can support me on itch.io with... It's a really long one. I'm going to have to change it, but it's Irene D Bloodrose .itch.io. I think, if I remember correctly, that's the right one. I'll check that later.
Okay.
Or you can buy my stuff on DriveThruRPG at the Winking Witch Press. I only have one thing up there right now. Maybe that'll change soon when I get the time. And I am playing Dr. Lugosi. Dr. Lugosi is a scientist. I believe, if I remember correctly, she's like a computer scientist, right? Okay. Let me double check that.
Irene's battling the sun.
I am, because I am in sunny California. Awful.
Sun's terrible.
It is.
Yeah. She is a scientist for sure. That much I can tell you for sure. And she likes to know what makes people tick, so I guess she's a psychologist probably then.
Okay.
And I guess if she was a spread for food, she would probably be crunchy peanut butter.
Oh, that's a good one. We've had that answer before, and it's always a classic. Like, fucking crunchy peanut butter's great. I have small children who fucking hate crunchy peanut butter.
They're wrong.
So I always tell them how ashamed I am of their existence.
As you should.
As we should. Moving on down the line, we got us a Dan.
Hey everybody, Dan. I'm playing Corvin Reed, our medic in the party, and I think I'm gonna go with mayonnaise for this bread on toast this time.
What the fuck?
You said describe it for the character.
Why?
The character.
Why?
I don't think he's gonna be pleasant. So.
Okay, that's a good answer then. That's a good save there. I like mayonnaise. I do. Give me a good fucking turkey sandwich slathered in mayonnaise and I'm about it. But just fucking mayonnaise on toast. But he's unpleasant. Okay, so it's just a slice of toasted bread with mayonnaise. All right, we got that. Moving on over to the other side, we got us a Jake.
Hey, I'm Jake with the Defenders of Cobalt. I will be playing the officer of the ship, Robert Edgerton. And Richard Edgerton. And he's a very he's a neat freak, very rigid, by the books sort of guy. And so I think if he were to be spread on toast, he would be just a little bit of water, because that toast is drier than regulation.
Okay, that's a good answer.
Yeah.
Also, Jake, so you know, you are the officer on the ship. You are the captain.
Oh, boy.
So you get to do all the captaining things. So just so you're aware of that.
No, that's good. All captains do is say, specialist, what do you think? Yes, let's do something completely not that.
Yeah. All right, moving on. We got us a Joe.
Your experienced manager.
I'm a Joe, and I am playing the roughneck of the group, Robbie Parker. He's got a big bushy beard and a buzzed mohawk that's kind of like permanently stuck to the side of his head from both grease and sweat. And what else did I write for him? Oh, I said that he is working on saving up all his money to hopefully make it back and fix his nuclear family, because he's great with nuclear reactors, nuclear families.
Okay. Toast question.
Toast question. I picture just like some, like an apricot jam or something like that. Just some like odd fruit jam spread.
Almost
one
boring
that wouldn't
with a little twist
spoil if
on
it was
yeah.
like, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe a little bitter to some people. Acquired taste. Not bad.
Okay.
You can kind of leave it out in the heat.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I don't use apricot jam for toast, but I make a mean fucking ham, and I use apricot jam in the recipe. So, okay, cool. Moving us along, last but not least, we have our pilot of the group, Tyler.
Hi, I'm Tyler. I'm playing Hoig. Hoji.
This is your name. You should know how to say it. Essentially, it's your name. However you say it is the right way to say it.
It's Hoage then. Just as hard as possible for everyone else.
Hoage.
Hoage. Pilot, middle-aged male, slightly graying hair, who wears a blue denim flight suit, some kind of patches that are faded and fraying around the edges. If I were a spread on toast, like, I don't know, wasabi maybe? Like really intense but doesn't last for very long.
Okay. Never heard of wasabi
Hot
going on
sauce?
toast.
Maybe hot sauce? I don't know.
Never heard of hot sauce on toast. Maybe like a good like habanero jam. Like you can get
there.
that.
Okay,
that's
there
a
you
thing.
go.
It's
There,
an evening
okay, that's a
jam.
real thing.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's another member of your crew. Well, two members. Liz can't join us right away. So Liz will be joining in at a later date. So we're going to continue on this story. You know, when Liz shows up, we'll do some hand wavy magic and Liz is there. But there's also an NPC on your ship that helps maintain things. Very useful, especially in hypersleep, because this member of your crew is a synth. Open synth, not hiding it. Is actually one of the prototype Chet models that was discontinued. Those of you who watched the Lollygaggers, or Jeff's Alien campaign on the Lollygaggers, Jeremy plays Chet. And Chet, once again, is a child synth. Very rare, but still fully capable. And those of you who recognize that picture, that is totally the kazoo kid.
Yeah, I was going to say, he plays a mean kazoo.
He plays a mean kazoo. So Chet is, you know, the mischievous little scamp who's in charge of maintaining the ship while you're all in hypersleep or in cryo, as well as, you know, helping out where needed. But that's Chet. Chet will come into play, sure. But more importantly, we do need to talk about tonight's sponsor, because we have a special sponsor for the night. And it's really exciting. It's our biggest sponsor to date. Usually the sponsor has a little sales pitch that they want us to throw out, but this one didn't. They're just like, it is what it is, man. So tonight's episode is brought to you by Bush's Worst, a fun new collaboration by Bad Dragon and Bush's Baked Beans. Yeah, Bush's Worst. So if you've got a hankering for baked beans and having a dragon dong all up in your innards, reach no further than for Bush's Worst. So thank you, dear sponsor. Thank you.
I don't even know where to go after that.
Did the kind people of the internet get to see the picture?
We
Yeah,
go
I
in the
did.
trash
Put it
where
up
we
on the
belong.
stream, yeah.
Good.
That's what's going to finally get us banned.
I
Yeah.
hope so.
In one end and in the other.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Oh.
I don't know that there's anything wrong with that.
There's a lot wrong
There's a
with that.
lot of things wrong with that.
Yeah.
It really gives a whole new kind of like range of shame when it comes to the term flicking the bean. So I'm sorry, internet. I'm sorry.
He's not.
I'm not. That's at 19 minutes, so you can catch this up on our TikTok later on.
We're off to a great start.
He's
Great
not
start.
sorry, but we have to make the public apology.
We have to pretend like we feel guilty for what we just did. I don't, but oh my gosh, I feel so bad about it. I'm sorry, everyone. Oh, the children. Think about the children. Just
Oh,
Also, I want to throw out there, Bush's Worst is 18 and over, so children, you're not allowed to buy it. Just putting it
There
out
we go.
there.
Yeah, you got to type in the
no.
age verification, so you have to be like 110 years old when you log in.
Mhm,
Or you,
Skeevy old Mr. Jones across the street is the only one who can buy those for the neighborhood.
Oh.
All right. You're all aboard your ship. The Muninn. Is that how I'm supposed to pronounce that, Irene? You're the one who came up with this name. All right, I see a head nod.
or is it Muninn?
I don't fucking know.
I don't either.
Muninn. Muninn's
Muninn.
correct.
Thank you. I have a nice little map that I totally didn't steal from the internet. I hand drew every single picture of that. Totally didn't steal it from the alien subreddit.
Definitely not.
Definitely
They don't
not.
have these kind of artist talents there.
They don't. And I think they even saw. Look, there's the thing. Oh, it was
Oh.
originally from Star Wars: The Old Republic, and on Alien RPG users Marquez Art Boris stitched the images together. So I totally didn't steal it from them. I came up with it all on my own because I'm a fucking genius.
Ship.
So you all find yourselves. You were given a job to do. Your job is to head to sector. Do I not? Oh, that's the different story. I need this document. Head to sector 3847. There is a planetoid there with a science station on it. And there have been subtle hints here and there that it might be mineral rich. They're looking for standard metallic things, gold, silver, maybe some platinum, titanium. I don't fucking know metallurgy. So valuable metallic mineral type things.
Riches.
Yeah. Your job, your crew, so Jake, this is you, Captain Egerton, has been contracted with Weyland-Yutani for a very healthy sum of money to go do some prospecting on this small planetoid. It's way out in the outer rim, way off the beaten track. Yeah, that's your job. Head there. It was a long hyperspace travel, so you've all been in cryo. When you get there, you're to land, check out the area. You've been given plenty of equipment scanning equipment, digging equipment, to properly take soil samples to check for the potential value of mining this little rock out in the middle of space. So we find ourselves, our crew here, waking up from cryo sleep. So the important thing with cryo is it is used for particularly long travel for two reasons. The primary reason is that moving at, near, or above light speed has some serious cognitive effects on people. It's a very serious thing, and it can cause some long-term mental and physical health kind of effects. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. It can fuck up your brain pan as long as the rest of your physical health along with that. So that's why people go into cryo. The other thing is for these long journeys, while you're in cryo, you're still alive. You still actively dream, but everything, your metabolics, your everything is slowed down to nearly a crawl. Dreaming is very regular in cryo, but the thing is a standard dream, while you're in cryo, can take months to play out. For you, it's real time. So, like a 5-minute dream, for you feels like 5 minutes, but to the outside observer, that dream would have taken fucking months to get through it. But it's two things: to make sure that the crew is still healthy and young. It also cuts down on necessary resources. You don't have to fucking feed people while they're in cryo. So with this, a lot of the time ships are equipped with synths to manage the systems while the crew is in cryo. Synths don't need to eat, they don't need to breathe, they don't need to sleep. They can keep everything running while not using resources. There's many reasons. But cryo, it is rough on your body. It's not easy. The biggest effects of coming out of cryo are nausea and dehydration. And I'm getting a statement that my internet connection's unstable. Let's see. I'm not dropping any frames. Was I coming through clear for that?
For us, yeah.
Okay.
Dropped for like a split second for me, but that's
okay. I think we're okay then.
Not missing anything.
So you find yourselves hang on just a second. You find yourselves waking up from cryo. Dehydration and nausea are the two biggest things. There is a medicine that you take before you go into cryo called dehydration, and it helps when you exit it. But nausea is still a thing. Usually, you wake up from cryo, it feels like you're hungover. I mean, essentially the moisture of the water has kind of broken and cycled out of your system. So the first things when you come out of cryo, usually you set up, you puke your guts out. Next step is heading to the mess hall. You need to get some fluids in you. You need to get some food in you. And it can take a couple hours for you to finally start, piecing yourself back together to be a functional member of the crew. So the first real question I have is, this is, definitely putting a surprise on all of you. Dreaming is encouraged during cryo. Sometimes people that have low REM sleep cycles are given different kinds of medication. They're given different kind of, the cryo gas mixtures. Maybe their oxygen mixture is tampered with because REM sleep is very regenerative and long cryo trips can be very tough on you. So dreaming is the goal. So that's why I talked about it earlier. While you have dreams on cryo, they can take months to play out when normally it would be minutes. So let's go in reverse order and throw Tyler under the bus.
Oh no.
Tyler, what would Hoagi have been dreaming about while in cryo?
Hawagi would be dreaming about white sand beaches, sitting back in a lounge chair with his coffee cup.
It's a good dream.
I would say it was a good dream.
Basic, relaxing, peaceful. Robbie.
What I be dreaming about?
Yeah.
Probably he'd have a mixture of like just random things in his job popping up, but then also him going back to his home and not have enough money, and he's like panicked about that. So he'd have like kind of a stressful dream,
Work
like
stress
a mixture of work and
financial stresses
some
are
life.
totally legit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Moving up to our good captain.
Probably dreaming about some sort of formal educational setting, and then a teacher that he was really repulsed by, constantly trying to like chase him through the hallways while he's trying to like he's trying to get somewhere on time because his hall pass is limited. So it's just sort of like this constant looming threat interfering with his schedule.
Oh, okay. So initially it's like, oh, bad high school experience, but no, it ties more so into the punctual and precise personality of the captain.
Right.
Okay. Moving us over to the other side, we got us a Dan. Dan, what would Corvin be dreaming about?
I think Corvin's dreaming about just being back with his family.
That's fair. Homesick is a total legit thing. You know, a weekend away from your family can seem like an eternity, let alone, you know, you're going to be out here for months to a year, and you're going to age a couple of weeks, and you're going to get back, and your children are going to be years older than when you left. So that's total legit. And that's, you know, a mixture of nightmare and then going to your happy place. And last but not least, we have the good doctor.
She's definitely dreaming about delivering her thesis. It looks like she signed up to be the techie of the ship's crew.
Okay.
So I guess maybe maybe it's something related to that and how technology affects her crewmates, I guess.
Okay. So Dr. Lugosi already having one doctorate, is Dr. Lugosi actually going for a second doctorate?
So probably. I bet that her first doctorate would probably be in computer science. Now she's working on psychology.
Okay, you want to repeat that? You cut out. I heard her last doctorate was computer science.
Yeah, and so her current one is going to be in psychology.
Oh, okay. That's two separate fields, but definitely in the world of space travel. Having a well-educated person that can fit both of those niches is probably going to get Dr. Lugosi a very large paycheck.
Exactly.
So, very cool. So you all wake up, stumble. I mean, standard procedure for cryo sheep. You stumble out just in, you know, your white tidies. Very awkward. You're in a communal area, but you're able to easily move over to your lockers. You get your jumpsuits on, and you stumble your way to the mess hall. Now, Chet, you haven't seen Chet, but you know from previous jumps that he goes through and he starts the wake-up cycle, and then he immediately dashes off to the mess hall to start getting food ready for you. So when you get there, there's 6 places set, because we're presuming Liz's character is available, but we'll just kind of gloss over that for the moment. But at each set, does anyone on the crew, do your characters feel like you would have any special dietary requirements?
Yeah.
Something along the limits of required proteins and carbohydrates, starches, and just like a very set, fixed number of things he's supposed to have for optimal health.
Okay. So I'll tell you what, being the captain, you've probably outlined these requirements with Chet. So as you get out, Chet calculates everyone's body weight, their actual physical age, and there's some bacon, there's some toast with your preferred spread on it, maybe there's some eggs in your preferred style, there's some fruit, maybe some Bush's baked beans, the full food pyramid of food, each portioned out to your own dietary requirements as dictated by the captain. There's also like some orange juice, maybe some cranberry juice, but next to each one of your plates is a large, think like a large neoprene jug, canteen, whatever you want to call it, with water, probably mixed with some kind of medical solution, thing like Pedialyte or some shit like that to help with electrolytes and hydration. As you're all sitting there eating, Chet's giving kind of the set rep for how the ship's been going. Sir, we're on course. Everything has been great. There have been several minor electrical malfunctions. Everything is within parameters, though, and all items have been properly repaired. It may not be a terrible idea to have the doctor double check my work, but I feel very confident in it. Time schedule has been tightly maintained, and here within the next few hours we should be entering the system, where we can make contact with the science station, find out our landing zone, and then begin the prospecting. Yes, Captain. It's been boring. I did manage to research historical documents and found out about this fantastic game that children used to play called hopscotch. And during my free time, I hopped those scotches. I was quite efficient, and it was enjoyable.
Delightful.
Excellently done. As you were, Chet.
Very well. And Chet runs out of the room with childlike glee. You know, it's part of his programming. Most new people find it rather creepy, but whether or not each of you still finds it's creepy, you know, maybe not. But you've all become accustomed to it. You've probably all served together for a couple of years now. Portions of that have been in cryo, but long enough to get you kind of used to everyone else's idiosyncrasies, all being trapped together in your spaceship here. So after everyone kind of gets their breakfast in, is there anything anyone wants to check on? Anyone, want to do anything?
I'm the mechanic, so I want to run through and just do like a general systems test, make sure nothing's leaking.
Okay.
Nothing,
I want to have.
There hasn't been any like warnings or something like that.
Yeah, no warnings, but yeah, heavy machinery roll to scope all that out.
Okay.
Then, while that's going on, Lugosi is definitely going to go do system check stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Comtech.
Yep, I figure I'll probably just check out the medical lab and make sure it's all tip-top shape.
For something like that, Dan, you're very familiar with your own medical lab. So I'll tell you, checking it over, maybe Chet's been a little lax on the dusting, but everything else seems to be in good shape. Dr. Lugosi, yeah, you go through a full systems check. Everything looks to be in up and up order. You double check the work that Chet did, and he did a good job. It is very much unimaginative. He very much by the book, which is good. There's nothing wrong with it, but sometimes it's not necessarily the most efficient. But in this case, he did a good job. So you feel confident that the ship's electronical systems are in good working order. Now, Robbie, you did have to push, so you took a stress. But with that, maybe in the reactor room and one of the engine rooms, air pumps, you did find there were some minor issues. So you had to work a little bit patching that. We'll say it's the air handlers were giving some trouble. The CO2 regulation wasn't quite right. And you actually found that it was because there was a filtration panel that wasn't fully secured. So it wasn't at optimal proficiency, but you're able to easily get that attached in place and everything's good to go.
Great. I'll do that, and then I'll take the 5 minutes or whatever to get my stress back down.
Sure thing. Captain, pilot, anything you're doing during this time?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna check the status of the
Sure, piloting
bridge
test.
area.
Status
everything
of the
looks
bridge
good.
area, or are you specifically checking like the navigation systems?
I want to make sure navigation systems
Okay,
are
piloting
in
check.
order. Oh, for fuck's sake!
You gonna push that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
There we go.
So you do take some stress, and I'll tell you the thing that stresses you out is there was an unpredicted, asteroid field. Some kind
that's
of
not
like, what do they call it? Like accretion disk or something like that. Not around the planetoid, but around one of the large gas giants in the system. And you see that the planet may have some wobble to its axis that wasn't predicted in the navigation system. Nice Weyland-Yutani hat there, Irene.
Nice.
But you can see that here in the next 20 minutes, if you don't take actions, you're going to be cutting right through that disc. And it might become a very bumpy, almost dangerous ride.
Well, I'm inform my captain.
I'll go ahead and authorize diversion of course in order to avoid the obstacle and proceed onwards towards our destination.
Sure, give me another
All right.
piloting chest there, Tyler.
God. There we go.
Yeah, no problem. You have plenty of time. You're able to maneuver around it without any issue. The next hour or so on your trip is routine. The system, the ship's running well. Making sure that all of your surveying and prospecting equipment is ready to deploy. Yeah, it's maybe you're a few minutes from planetfall, and the comms crackle to life. Now, who all would be hanging out in the bridge? I know for sure it would be the captain, and it would be Hoage.
I might move on, like during my checking to like quarters and stuff like that, just to make sure they're in good condition for people.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I probably wouldn't be there.
Yeah, I doubt I would be like on the bridge,
Okay.
but probably within earshot of any of the comm stations.
I feel like probably Lugosi would be managing the comm stations because it's kind of part of her
Okay,
thing.
so yeah, after you do your check, you would man the comm stations. There in the cockpit. So yeah, you're able to easily maneuver around the disc. As soon as you're, like I said, 20 minutes or so out from it, the radio systems kind of crackle to life, and you're actually getting notification that you've got an incoming hail, an incoming message. And initially looking, it looks to be coming from the planetoid that you're heading towards.
This is where we're supposed to be headed, right?
Yeah.
Was there
Navigation
anyone
confirms
on
that.
this planetoid? Or
There was a science station.
Okay.
All right. So I'll let the captain know. Hey, captain, we got a message coming through. from
Patch
the
us
planet."
through.
And then Lugosi does just that.
Okay. Oh! I picked you up on our scanners. I'm so happy that someone's coming. I've been so alone. Hey there, I'm Dr. Spinner, and it's great. You must be the ones from Weyland-Yutani to do the prospecting. That's exciting. Good old miners like the mine rush back in history. Hi.
Greetings. What all news do you have for us?
Well, it is a nice and sunny -32 degrees on planet side. Currently, there's no sign of dust storms, but I gotta tell you, the sunrise is absolutely fantastic, if not a little bit tiny with as far out as we are on that, on the orbit. But more importantly, I have written a play. Now, I got to tell you, I've spent a lot of time here, and I managed to discover that if you use the stuffing from synthetic goose down pillows, along with some extra lab coats, you can make some fantastic marionettes. And I just can't wait to show you my play. It's called Me, Myself, and the Scientist on the Rock. I do gotta
Tremendous
tell you,
doctor.
you don't have any children on board, do you? Because it's got some adult themes in it.
And
We'll have to examine the contents of said play together, you and I, before authorizing a full-blown production for all of the crew.
Oh, absolutely. I would love to give you a preview of it. That would be fantastic. Now, I do have a question for
Goodbye,
you
Captain.
personally. So I have learned that, I'm not as young as I used to be, and I've got a little bit of trouble with, some dexterity, marionettes can be a very physically taxing, performance art. So you don't have any trouble, like, just with full frontal nudity, do you?
Man, went crazy. How long has it been up there?
I'm sorry, we're having a problem with communications. Give us one moment while we try to have that repaired. Dr. Lugosi, could you get that going for us? Go ahead and cut comms for a second.
And she does exactly that.
I'm going to check my pistol to see if it has enough bullets to kill me.
That's fantastic.
Oh, no.
Any recommendations as to how we should deal with the lonely and be-marionetted Dr. Spinner?
Sounds friendly.
Oh.
Friendly.
Do we have do we have spare lab coats maybe that we loan at least?
Maybe a pressure suit?
I would say you all probably have some spare suits
Something.
of clothing, something.
Yeah.
The regulations say that we're to use that equipment purely for not that. So we're going to go ahead and... All right, go ahead and reestablish communications with the science lab, please.
Could I check our medical supplies real quick? Do we have any NAPRA leave?
Yeah, I'll say for that, yeah, you've got a small stash of that on ship.
Yeah.
Dan would maintain
Might need to give him some of that.
Yeah, Dan would maintain those medical stocks, but I'll say anything as long as it's not an illicit drug. The medical bay, Dan's med bay, Corvin's med bay should have it.
Yeah.
Don't come raiding my
I think we
supplies.
should take a dose of it for our doctor friend.
Sure,
That's
but
an excellent suggestion.
as you all
Calm his
connect
nerves.
back into the you reestablish the comms. As soon as it clicks on, you're greeted by, "Come on, Irene, yeah, you know what I mean." Da, 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 da. Oh, you're back. I'm sorry, I've taken quite a fascination with the classics here recently. I've actually managed to choreograph most of my marionette plays to that. Anyway, so I was saying that I hope you don't have a problem with full frontal nudity, because I need to be free for these performances. Also, you don't perchance have any baby oil on your ship, do you?
I'm afraid most of our lubricants are designed to service ships rather than people.
Industrial.
Yeah, we're going to have to...
That's too bad. My thighs have been chafing. Something terrible here recently.
Well, it is negative 32 degrees out. We'll have to get to work immediately as soon as we touch down. I'll try to pencil in a review of the preview, if you will, of the play.
Oh, okay. I do have a landing platform available for you, and he would beam the coordinates up. That's fantastic. Please ignore the art. Anyway, yeah, I've got a landing platform for you. Here's the coordinates.
Thank you very kindly. Lugosi, please cut communications.
Yep. She as soon as she hears the word, she just cuts communication.
No.
Gets it through and
And then she does this. This is going to be an interesting study.
Well, you heard the good doctor.
Alone.
Let's ignore the art.
Do we
Yeah.
do we know how many people were supposed to be at this space station?
You don't. You heard that there
I'm
was
getting a pretty damn good
science
idea of how
station.
many it is.
Yeah, you heard that there was a
Yeah.
science station, and that when you approached, they would give you landing coordinates. The science station is actually, from what the captain could convey, is an independent operation. They have taken a payment from Weyland-Yutani to provide a kind of like a base of operations, sharing information about what they know about the surrounding terrain, and then also to provide a safe landing coordinate. Other than that, this station is not Weyland-Yutani operated. It's completely independent, and there's very little information you have on it outside of that.
So in my notes, I wrote Ranger Gord from Red Green. I don't know if anybody will get that reference, but that's why
Hey,
I'm getting.
Bert's in chat, and if I had to take a bet, I bet Bert would get that.
Yeah.
I know red green too.
Yeah, Bert
Yeah.
looks kind of like the
Keep your
manly
sticks on the
man
ice.
who would get red green. Okay.
Well, I suppose now's the time to suit up and get ready for landing.
So I will say you all do have your suits, your compression suits to keep you. Oh yeah, Bert feels dirty about getting that reference, Jake. So you're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've all got suits, so it's safe for you all to go outside. I'm gonna say 6 suits in total. Chet is not cleared for surface operations. Chet's very specifically been, and this is cleared through you, Captain. Chet is actually on loan from Weyland-Yutani when you started taking contracts from him, but he's very much intended only for in-ship maintenance and monitoring. But if Chet were to go out, Chet being a synth does not need a suit. So I'll say there are 6 suits altogether for each of the 6 of you, plus 2 spares.
As I'm leaving, I'm gonna mention the air problem that I found with like one of the panels being loose to Chet. It's being like, might want to look and see if there's any other screws loose that I missed.
Oh, okay, yeah. I can do that for you.
I know where there's a couple of screws loose.
Oh, where are they at? I can fix those too.
Oh, Chet, you're so pure.
Yeah, I know. I was programmed this way. The old one had a
God.
tendency for hoarding grenades, so they said you can't do that anymore.
Oh, Chet, we're gonna get along fabulously.
He pulls out his pockets and 20 kazoos come out instead.
He
Oh,
can
no.
do a full sandstorm redemption. Yeah, fucking performance, all on his own.
Delightful.
Oh, that's that.
I'm
Yeah.
putting a link for that in the chat because I know it exists.
There you go. So,
In the Discord. Sorry, in the Discord.
okay. Yeah, if you all want to watch that, there's links in the Twitch chat now. You can easily find a link in the Discord. If you're not hanging out in our Discord, definitely
aren't you?
check it out. We've got a lot of fun and stupid things there, and lively conversations. So anyway, so you're approaching the planet. You are ready to. You've moved into the proper orbit. You've got your coordinates plugged into navigation. All you have to do is land the ship on the planet. Usually, landing a spacecraft planet side can be a very dangerous thing because of atmosphere. The atmosphere is very thin here, so I'm not going to apply any penalties. But we still need to have ourselves a piloting test.
There we go.
There's our success. So yeah, it's a choppy ride. Landing, planetfall is always, it's never a smooth ride. But you're easily able to bring it in. You find the science station, this large spire. It looks to be some kind of like deep space observatory by all of the, telescopes and satellite dishes all kind of pointing out and up into the sky. You can see on this spire, there's actually a couple different landing pads pointing off the side to it. And actually, I have Everyone should be jumping over to this.
That's a neat looking planet.
And there is the planet itself. But yeah, you find your landing platform, and you're able to safely touch down. You land, you spin the ship around that way. The loading dock opens up directly towards the spire, this big tower. It does not, the loading platform is not on ground level, but you would presume in a space like this, there are going to be some kind of large format freight elevators to take you down to surface level. As you touch down, you see a person in a compression suit standing on the landing platform, has what looks like 2 metal rods in each hand, holding up a banner between it that says welcome. What do y'all do? You're still in your ship.
But he's like standing on the landing pad. Like, do I have to avoid him?
No, he's like at back towards the entrance. He is definitely clear.
Is your chance to get rid of him right out of the gate?
Wash him off the platform with a little bit of misplaced rocket wash. Oops.
It's like, can I push my roll for a failure, please?
But yeah, what do y'all want to do?
I'm supposed to go out and greet
Stretch
him.
my legs.
Sure. You suit up.
Yeah.
You head out the back. Are you all taking any equipment with you, or do you want to kind of do a meet and greet, kind of survey the area first?
Oh, Carlos fucking.
I'll take my maintenance jack with me. Just all my
service
standard.
pistol.
I'll probably just take my personal equipment and a little bit of medical gear.
Okay, Dr. Lugosi, what were you saying?
She's gonna take her fucking PDAT for sure.
Okay.
And her looks like a diagnostic device. Yeah, she's gonna take her diagnostic device and her PDAT.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you move out on the landing platform, toting whatever gear that is you're toting, and you're eagerly greeted. Your inner suit comms come to. I'm so happy to see you all. It's been so long since I've had company. I'm thrilled that you're here. Who's all looking around for this artwork? Okay,
I'm trying very hard to ignore it.
I didn't hear anything about it specifically, so
Okay.
I don't want to look for it.
So those of you who are avoiding it, you catch glimpses of it out of the corner of your eye. So our pilot and our doctor, you know how to look for it, and you see it. And I would probably say Robbie and Corvin, it kind of catches you by surprise. On the wall, right next to the entrance to this, kind of almost straddling the entrance, is what I can only describe as a dickicorn.
Oh no.
Giant rainbow-powered unicorn with this huge phallic-like shape on its forehead, shooting out a rainbow.
Man, Spinnerd's been here a long time.
Where's the rest of the science team?
Oh,
that
I
you're
meant budget cuts, my friend, budget cuts. But I am more than enough. I observe the equipment and I do our studies and what were you asking?
Have you always been the only one stationed here?
No. About 15 years ago, there was actually 10 of us. But they all left. I'm not sure why.
How long have you been alone?
I'm gonna push him on that. Just to get kind of a general, see if there's any ominous
Has this man
vibes to
eaten
that.
people lately?
I'm gonna. What would that be? A observation?
Yeah.
Or a manipulation?
Interpersonal, I'm going to call it manipulation.
Okay.
And Lugosi's just taking notes. Seems to be obsessed with phallic things. And just underline
Obsessed
spouting.
with baked beans.
Oh no.
In unnatural forms.
Oh, yeah, we had to find some way to work.
Don't
today's
succeed.
sponsor. Yeah, Joe, he seems nuts as shit, but harmless.
Okay.
I'm so excited that you're all here, and he just takes this banner and he tosses it off the edge of the platform. And this platform's maybe like 3 stories up or so, you would take a guess. So it falls for just a moment. Quick, come inside. I have a meal prepared for us, and if you all want, I do have plenty of sleeping quarters on the ship, and I can start giving you my notes and my research on the immediate area, and we can talk about the play.
Mr. Parker, could you please see to the sleeping area, make sure everything's all copacetic, and also at the same time, please examine the area from here to the sleeping chambers, make sure everything is in fact copacetic.
Sure thing, boss. And then
Yeah.
I can help out with that.
Okay. So our medic.
I just want to make sure we don't get jumped in the middle of the night by a fucking marionette show.
So between Corvin and Robbie, one of you is going to roll observation. You're going to take a +1 bonus from the other one. So go ahead and roll that for me.
Yep. I've got that pretty good.
Okay, go and roll it with a +1. If you right click on the skill, it should give you a box that'll let you plug in the modifier. Okay, we got ourselves a success.
Nice.
The place is a mess.
One moment.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'll hear. I'm just grabbing a paper towel. I made a mess.
You son of a biscuit. The place is a mess. There's art all over the walls. There's bad poetry. There's actually some scientific shit on the walls. Celestial bodies, mathematical equations. Thanks, Sammy. That's Foundry's fantastic for that. That we can get the dice rolls on screen. But mostly harmless is definitely the phrase that you're coming through from everything that you see. Dude just been alone too long.
Only mostly harmless.
Yeah.
No concerning smells of decaying bodies or anything like that?
No, so you can move in, and it's actually, it's airlocked. So once you're inside, it's safe to remove your helmets. You take it off. It's definitely, I would say, it smells clean. The equipment's in good working order. So the air handlers and the filtration system, no issues there.
Does it smell too clean?
No, it smells
like he went through this
clean.
place with. Okay, I was like, he recently went through this place with bleach.
There's not the smell of bleach and Windex in the air.
Stress from one player.
Recently Febrezed. I have company coming.
So yeah, the two of you head on in, so that leaves the pilot, the doctor, and the captain still out on the landing pad. He's like, if you want to come up to the control room, I can start sharing my data with you. This is so exciting. I haven't had guests in so long. I do have a meal provided, but I have to tell you that the only thing that I am sent anymore are soy and meat-based. And oh shit! Thanks, Sammy. That's fantastic.
Oh, snap.
Tell me, have you all eaten recycled crickets before?
Soy patty is my favorite.
No, but there's a first time for everything.
Very good. The company sends it to me. It is completely safe, sanitary, crunchy. I do have plenty of floss. You're going to need it after.
That's good to know.
But come on in.
Oh, the floss is good to know. Yes, let's get to work and snack on some crickets, shall we?
Sure. So he takes you up to the command room, and Robbie and Corvin, you're able to reconvene at the command room after you do your inspection. Everything's on the up and up.
Too fast.
What's that?
I said that took too little time.
Yeah. You all reconvene at the command center, and he actually, it looks like 20 years ago this would have been cutting edge. But he's able to pull up spectrometer analysis of the surrounding area, maps, measure, like pretty much any kind of data that you would be looking for, he's able to easily provide. So if you're looking for, essentially, if you're looking for, mineral prospecting, I believe there's kind of 2 different locations here on the planet that could be helpful. The first one's here, and he points. It's a little ways out. Now, I do have a vehicle that you could all borrow if you want to take it with you. I don't know if you brought your own. You all would know that you did bring your own kind of reconnaissance ground vehicle. So but he is offering you one of his, and he points out the 2 locations. One of them's definitely closer, and the other one's a decent clip out there. Now, yeah, I think either of these would be just suitable for you. Of course, we're not here to analyze the planet. Well, I'm not here to analyze the planetoid. But, initial surveying on where to set down our observation facility. We had to do some studying, so I've got some information on that. That's great. That's fantastic. Now, if you look over here, here's the cast of our play later tonight. And it looks like, think of old, like, Raggedy Ann dolls, where it's just a crude cloth outline that's been stuffed with something that has the joints kind of sewed up so they bend. It's got some string going to several, it looks like actually pieces of tool that have been, like tools that have been tack welded together to give the hanging apparatuses for a marionette.
Dr. Corbin, those are pretty lifelike, wouldn't you agree? And I'm just sort of like, like nudging my head toward them as if to say, please look closer at these things.
Yeah, I'll unfortunately look closer.
Were you giving that to Dr. Lugosi or to Corvin?
I heard my name.
Okay. Corvin is a medical expert. Go and give me a medical test.
I don't want to.
Oh, shit. Lollygaggers are coming through, raiding us. Hey, welcome to the party.
Snap.
It's a lot of dice.
Oh, I have a bunch of medical equipment on that. Probably shouldn't have applied to that roll.
That's all right. We'll say you got a success. It looks harmless. You do see that some of these do have hair.
Does it
and
match his hair?
it does match his hair.
Great.
Jeff, no one's dead yet. We're going real lighthearted on this entry into it. They're on a planetoid. They're here to do some prospecting for Weyland-Yutani. There's a science station here that they're kind of looking to use as a base of operations with their lone scientist that has been here for 15 years. He is very lonely, and he's really looking forward to giving the party a play. He's taken up marionette. But his one question is everyone okay with some nudity? Because to really get the full range of movement out of his body, clothes are a hindrance.
I mean, no for me.
Can I do would it be a ComTech on these to see if it's got like synth parts in them? Like if these things are motorized or mobile in any way?
The marionettes, I won't even make you roll that, dude. They look legit, just like, I mean, they're maybe a foot tall at most. It's just cloth and stuffing sewed together. It looks like, like Great Depression era children's toys.
Okay.
Perfectly
And for
normal.
those of you who weren't alive during the Great Depression, shit was just sad back then. So just imagine sad-ass basic toys. That's why it was the Great Depression.
They didn't call it the Great Jubilation.
They did not.
Those toys by themselves were enough to make it a depression.
Yeah.
So what do y'all want to do? He is trying to give you scientific data, but he keeps getting distracted by his marionettes.
Am I muted? I am not muted.
You're not muted. I hear you loud and clear.
Dr. Lugosi is going to go in and inspect the scientific data, making a mental note to investigate the dolls or to ask questions about the dolls later.
Okay, just give me a basic observation test. This isn't easy or isn't difficult whatsoever. Just trying to rack up some stress for later. Yeah, not a problem. You're over checking out the scientific data. It is it's out of date by a couple of years, but this planet you're guessing has low tectonic activity, so there shouldn't be much variance in what you're looking at then compared to now. You do find that according to their scans, there were some definite what looked like mineral-rich deposits in the 2 locations that he pointed out. Now, the problem with these scans, the equipment wasn't fully designed to take a full analysis for what you're needing. So it could just be a real light surface layer, or it could be the fucking mother lode. So you know you're going to have some tough work ahead of you to really get the data that Weyland-Yutani needs on this.
Okay. Did we bring our own equipment for that kind of stuff?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You've fully outfitted for whatever equipment might be needed to do this. You feel very confident in your ability to gather this information.
Okay. So, Dr. Lugosi is going to probably look over at Robbie and say, "Hey, Robbie, we're getting to start unpacking this shit. We got it. It looks like they weren't quite looking for what we're looking for, but so we're gonna need to get a closer look at those 2 places there."
Sure thing, boss. And he'll head back to the ship and start getting our stuff prepped and moving it to our land vehicle.
So, Doctor,
actually, I want to check out. I want to check out his vehicle that he said he had ready for us, and see like how it compares to ours.
Yours, I'll tell you this: as you and the doctor and whoever else wants to help with this head down to the ship, you start unloading your gear. You start, and there's a very large cargo elevator that you can use to get it down to the garage on surface layer. As you make it down to the garage on surface layer, it's large enough for your vehicle. Their vehicle is a lightweight, almost like scouting type thing. It could haul something, but you're going to be kind of pushing up against its upper limits. Yours is very easily superior to it.
Okay.
Might be worth having a second vehicle.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's there, you could put something in it, or, you could just use it to, track ahead, make sure the path is safe, this, that, these, those, whatever the fuck you come up with.
Yeah. Might not be a bad idea.
A go-between if we need to, maybe.
Could be.
Yeah.
It does seat.
Does it look faster
6.
than ours?
Yes, it does. It's probably faster. It seats 6 with a small cargo bed, and it does have a tow hook or whatever the fuck you call it on the back of it. So
okay,
you could easily use it, set up wherever you're going to be working, and then use that to transport yourself back and forth. But yeah, it does look faster. Does not have the horsepower, the raw torque as yours does.
I'll ask the science guy about that. It's like, you said we can use your land vehicle, right? Like, do you have any use for it?
Oh no,
I don't need it. Alongside ours?
It's here. I haven't taken that thing out in a couple of years. So I'm hoping it still works. Every now and then I'll go and I'll set the seats back and I'll camp out there for the night for, a little bit of an excitement. But, I don't like going out any more than I have to. The suits, they chafe.
I'm
Baby
sorry.
oil, right?
We forgot to ask. What is your name?
Oh, I'm Dr. Brent Spinner.
I'm Dr. Carla Lugosi.
Pleasure to meet you, Doctor. Hopefully we can have ourselves some lively intellectual debates. My specialty is deep space anomalies, and I've been doing a lot of tracking of the outer rim and what might be out past it.
Oh, fascinating. Mine is primarily technology, computer science stuff.
That's
but I'm going for one in psychology as well.
Oh, okay. That's exciting. Learning how the brain ticks. It's just a machine, right? You gotta keep it well lubricated, and then
Oh yeah, just so lubricated. Yeah.
Yeah.
So no. Yeah, actually, my primary interest is actually on the effects of loneliness in deep space. So I would love to talk to you about it later.
Oh. Okay, I don't know if I can help much. I really haven't been lonely out here very much, but I'd be happy to talk to you.
And she's gonna reach into her into her pocket and just start clicking her pen.
There we go. All right. So, what do you all want to do next?
I want to check out the land vehicle, do like a heavy machinery test
Sure,
on
give
it.
me a heavy machinery test.
Make sure it's ready to use.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll it out
Okay.
for me. I'll tell you what. It's not necessarily in disrepair. It was parked in good shape, but as with any vehicle, if you leave it setting that long, it's going to have issues starting back up. So there's a lot of maintenance that need to be done on it. I'm going to say it's going to be at least a shift's worth. So you're going to have to work on it probably for a good 8 hours to get it usable.
I want to say, do you guys want to spend that time like loading, getting our vehicle ready, and I'll spend my time getting this one ready to go?
And that definitely doesn't seem out.
Man, as long as we can avoid having to watch a marionette show, I will do whatever.
Yeah, I'll allow the crew to do whatever the hell they want to get us ready for the next while, and I'll try to distract Dr. Spinner.
Okay. And I'll say, crew, you definitely, there's plenty to do. Like, there's a lot of work to do. So, I mean, moving equipment, doing final checks on equipment, getting it loaded up into your vehicle, while Robbie does work on this other vehicle, so you have a secondary form of transportation. So, Tyler, what were you getting ready to say?
I was talking to Sammy in the background, sorry.
Okay.
Just, yeah, I want to start loading stuff up. So, I imagine we got, like, core drills and stuff.
Okay.
Scanners, whatever.
Yeah, just equipment. So, you're all working on that Captain. You and the good Dr. Spinner are up in the command room. He's actually got a crude stage made of like welded together bits of like grating and this and that. He's got a little like curtain that he can stand behind. He's like, I would love if I could give you our preview now, and you can have some time to think if it's your appropriate for your crew. Would you like to?
By all means, I say, with a sincere dishonesty.
Mm-hmm. I want you to give me a survival test there, Jake.
Okay.
That sounds appropriate given the circumstances.
Oh, thank God.
So it is a 2-hour.
Oh, no.
2-hour. Almost think like a rendition of Cats. completely soundtracked by Dr. Spinner's own rendition of 1980s pop music. There's a lot of sex. There's an uncomfortable amount of sex. But the good news is it kind of almost turns to Rent, and by the end of it, all of the marionettes end up dying of diabetes. That's a joke. That's a deep dive joke, because there's this thing where this school put on a play of Rent, and whereas Rent deals with the
my God,
living in the city, dealing with this and that during the AIDS pandemic, or and this school couldn't do it because they couldn't depict people getting AIDS and dying of it. So instead, the school administration made them change it to diabetes. And obviously, Dr. Spinner is only familiar with that version of Rent.
well, there's gonna have to be a bigger production of this somewhere off-world once we get all this minerals figured out.
I keep sending back my, my scripts to the university, but I don't get any response back on those. I don't know what's going on. Maybe my formatting isn't allowing it to cut through the data stream. I'm not sure.
We actually had to divert over a course. We had to divert course because of disruption in our
maybe that's
traveling.
what's wrong. Maybe I need to take that.
I
into
think that could be
consideration.
interfering. Yes,
That could be it.
absolutely.
That could be it. No, I got to tell you, this isn't my best performance by any means. You know, pants, they just
Well, I
get
am
in the
putting you
way.
on the spot here. Yes.
They get in the way.
And I was meaning to talk about that as well. Would it be possible to like say if we had a spare curtain of some sort, if we could just like put it up a little bit higher so that way we could make the puppets, the marionettes, more of the stars of the show. I mean, it can be a bit distracting sometimes to see like the strings attached to the cross beams and whatnot. So it's sort of.
That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea at all. I like it. Maybe that was what was wrong.
Thank God. Now,
Maybe that was it. That's you, my friend, are a genius. I'll tell you what. Do you have a good singing voice?
no.
Well, come on. Surely you do. Let me hear you bust out. Like just give me a nice. You seem like a baritone. Give me a nice. Don't you forget about me.
Yeah, sure. And I'll fiddle with my tactical watch that I've got in my inventory, and I'll make it just like go beep 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 as I adjust the minutes on it, and I'll be like, oh no, it's time for me to go check on the ship real quick.
Oh, okay. Well, we can practice our
It's
singing
half
together.
past
later.
crew o'clock.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's time
Real
o'clock.
quick, Captain. When do you think you're heading out?
I'd say as soon as we get our. Well, actually, how long has it been since we've been awake?
It probably, I'm going to say it was 3 hours travel. You've probably been here for 2 to 3 additional hours. So maybe 6 hours or so.
By the end of the shift, it'll be.
Don't ask me to do math.
We might do a quick run out to the nearest site just to see what
okay.
we're dealing with and get a good idea of how we're going to set things up, and then we might kick things back up in earnest tomorrow.
Sure, that's great. I hope you don't mind. I won't be coming with you.
No, that's not a problem.
Good.
I hope you're going to be using that time to get ready for the performance of your life.
Absolutely, I will. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, oh, yeah, okay. I should be going. Sorry.
Okay, good.
I have to cut this off.
Okay, well, anyway, have fun on your trip. I don't envy you. That scares the shit out of me heading out there, but you're going to be great. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
I don't even say bye.
Like,
I just leave.
comms or walkie-talkies or anything like that between us?
Jake, would the captain be letting the crew eavesdrop?
If they
Well,
want
not
to,
necessarily.
that's on
Like,
them.
do we have some way to
Oh, yeah,
radio
there's
around?
definitely a way that you can ping each other. Yeah, not a problem.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say for a mission like this, we would need some sort
Yeah,
of long
you've got
distance
interpersonal
communication.
comms. Not a problem.
Okay. Just making sure.
Actually, like during our setup time here, I actually wanted to go and maybe check the medical facilities here.
Okay, sure. The medical facilities here are like the rest of the place. They're kind of a mess. Dude's gotten sloppy. But there is a good supply of medical things. And it does look like he is getting regular supply drops. The food he's getting is shit. But as far as the things he needs to keep him healthy and working, he is getting what he needs. It is a very scant amount because they're just planning on it being used to put one person through.
Okay.
But
I was curious. I was going to ask if it was an amount suitable for one person or more than one person.
one person. It is an amount suitable for one person.
Okay. Any
That's a good
medical
sign.
records or anything I might be able to lift while I'm here?
There's a computer terminal there. If you want to try and get the medical records out, you're going to have to give me a contact test.
Okay.
You do have Dr. Lugosi. If you want to.
Yeah, Dr. Lugosi's real good at that too.
Sure.
And Dr. Lugosi and I both have a system diagnostic device.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, Corvin, you kind of went off on your own. I'll say you can get into it. You can get the base level information. You can't get into specific medical records because they are protected by space HIPAA. But you can definitely tell that there hasn't been any signs of additional patients in years and years. You can actually tell that the regular medical scans, he goes through a monthly medical scan and you can see records of that, and it's just him. Like the vitals that it's giving off all kind of match for just one person. So height, weight, BMI, basic blood analysis.
All normal?
All normal.
Okay.
Yeah. Unexciting.
Yeah.
I'd ping on my radio. How's the production, Cap?
About as expected.
Okay.
I'm really interested in Dr. Lugosi's take on this.
Lugosi's gonna buzz in and say, "Oh, that fun, huh?"
Certainly that enlightening.
Okay.
Oh, I fucking can't wait for it.
So we'll kind of fast track. They're getting the gear set up. Robbie, you finished getting that other vehicle in working order. You're all ready to go out and do, you don't have enough time to go out and start setting up equipment, start the operations, unless you want to risk camping out there. You do have, inflatable, I don't know what you call it, residence housing or whatever. So you could, if you had to, stay out there. It would be uncomfortable and it would be cold, but you could do it.
Yeah, I would ask the scientist guy, like, would that be a bad idea if we had to camp out, outside of the base? Is there like storms or anything that we need to worry about?
Oh, that would be a terrible idea. Terrible. I'm
camping out.
It's fucking creepy as shit out there, and I don't like it, and it's scary, and the harvesters are assholes. I just don't like it.
Harvesters?
Yeah. The native life form here.
Oh.
Native. Have we heard anything about this? Like, there's native.
Give me a survival test. Okay, Joe. Imagine a tardigrade, water bear.
Yeah.
But like 30 feet tall.
Oh,
subterranean. And hungry.
And indestructible, if it's actually anything like a tardigrade.
Just so I can set the mood of what you all can expect. There you go.
Oh, that's awful.
Would one of you let me roll myself a die to see who the unfortunate victim is going to be?
I think that's me.
Dan. No, it's actually Dan. I'm going from what I'm seeing on Zoom.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
Dan, would you please give me a description to anyone who is listening but not watching?
Of the giant little, like, armadillo creature bursting. It looks like it has armadillo armor on it. Kind of.
Yeah, it kind of does.
It also looks like it has, like, a spirally sandworm mouth. Like, it's just going to blend you up as it eats you. With little tiny
it looks like a armadillo centaur with a garbage disposal as a face.
Yeah. See, that's probably an even better way of putting it.
Yeah, and just, the harvesters scare the shit out of me.
With tiny legs, so they're kind of cute.
Like a tardigrade.
Yeah.
Like a big-ass tardigrade.
Are they known to be hostile? Like...
okay, so... Off of your one success, you're not sure.
Okay. Can I ask him, the scientist guy, Spinner, Like, are they hostile? Have they attacked you before?
They're not what I would call openly hostile. I would call them openly hungry, though.
Okay.
It's not you specifically. It's just food.
It's not you specifically. It's just your meat.
Huh. All right. Well, that's fun.
Anyway, they're more active during the night cycles. So if you're all just out there working during the day, you should be okay.
Okay. Noted. Definitely don't want to be out there during night. Definitely a good thing that we have 2 vehicles in case one of them has problems.
Yeah.
Especially one that's faster than the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we were to ferry back and forth on the faster vehicle, do you think they'd mess with any of our equipment we leave out there?
No, I don't think so.
No meat.
No meat. They don't actually, unlike most subterranean creatures, they don't actually hunt by seismic activity like you would expect from like a large worm. They are very much a scent based, and they do have heat pits for detecting body heat. So I would probably recommend that any equipment that you have out there, you shut down overnight.
Okay. Noted.
I do actually have, it's not currently ready. I do have a performance. I do have one of the Harvester marionette too that I could include.
I'm sure Caps would love to see that.
A couple of years, studying it here from the research facility, studying the harvester reproduction cycle. And I am very proud that I was able to get it anatomically correct.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm not one that's got much of an eye for any of that. So
it really, nature holds true that whatever the creature's
it'd be lost on me,
looks like what the other part usually looks like.
Yeah, I don't think I'm the target demographic of any of your works of art.
Creatures are a little different. And ducks. I haven't seen a duck in years, though, so I'm not... Yeah.
Okay.
So how much daylight do we have left here?
You got maybe 2 hours.
Not enough.
You think it might be enough to get you out there and get you back? It might really be cutting it close, though, if you come across any issues or any rough terrain.
Right. How difficult... Do we have any, like... vehicle that like anything that can fly
the ship
that we could use to survey other than the ship?
No.
Like, how difficult would it be to just take the ship and do like a once over of where we're gonna go?
In atmosphere like that, thin atmosphere again, it won't be super difficult, but then again, the ship is not designed for that. The only viewing ports on the ship are on the bridge, the cockpit there, and they're angled more straight out and up. So to really get a good land survey, you're either going to have to be flying the ship on its nose or upside down.
I reckon I could do that.
I bet you could.
Yeah, I don't think we want to do that. Okay.
On,
2 hours. I think we just want to get our stuff ready to go so we can maximize daylight the next day.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds like some very good advice.
Okay.
From the guy who handles the machinery.
So, are you all going to be bunking up in the quarters that Dr. Spinner has prepared for you, or in the ship? Your ship.
Do the quarters that Spinner prepared have an emergency override on the door?
Well, it's just one communal sleeping area full of bunks.
Ooh,
that he is in as well?
Room?
Yeah.
What would he... when I bring up sleeping, what is he Like, does he clearly want us to stay in the bunks?
Made. I even washed the sheets and everything. It's great. It'll be like, like summer camp. Just, on a desolate, cold rock out of the farthest reaches of space. We can all sing camp tunes as we fall asleep. It'll be fantastic. Camptown ladies, I know you in my hearts, and when I think about you, it makes me want to fart.
I want to do like a quick huddle with my team.
Old Susanna, don't you blow your horn
we want to
at me. I found you
feel like
in a tree.
It might be a good idea to not completely blow him off, and because I'm worried about this dude's mental health, I feel like
I'm more worried about our physical health at this point.
I propose shifts maybe every other night. Certain people sleep here, and the rest of us can get actual sleep in the ship.
Oh, I have no problem staying here. Y'all can sleep in the ship. I'll stay here.
Okay. That was going to be my other question.
I can probably...
I'll stay here as well. Nobody should be... Well, I was going to say alone, but trapped, I think, might be more the word for it.
Well, I can take this one because I can sleep through anything.
Okay. So who's sleeping?
I'm sleeping on the ship.
All right.
Yeah.
So Robbie's sleeping on the ship. What about you, Tyler?
100% on the ship.
I'll sleep here. I will have no tolerance for his bullshit.
So is Joe
but I will
sleeping
sleep
alone
here.
in the ship?
Well, I mean, if it's coming to that, then I'll go to the ship, I suppose.
Okay,
Nobody
so
should be by
we'll
themselves.
call it Hoage, Captain and Doctor will be sleeping here. Robbie and Corvin will be sleeping in the ship. So he feeds you all a robust dinner full of soy, different kinds of kelp, cricket pates, reconstituted water. It's not good.
Rehydrated water, my favorite.
Nutritionally, it meets the needs, I guess I'll say. He does pass out those little floss picks to everyone, and you need it because you got like cricket legs and shit sticking out from between your teeth.
Delightful.
All right.
I do have some wine if you all want.
Please, yes.
Real, actual wine?
Well, yeah, I made it, but yes.
Now I'm all of a sudden horrified.
They used to send me freeze-dried apricots and pineapples, and I saved those and I rehydrated them, and then I was able to harvest enough bread yeast that I make my own wine now. And he brings out 2 large Ziploc bags full of a dark, cloudy liquid.
Dangerous.
Oh, it's fine. And he starts pouring the captain a glass. Here you go. Who else wants some?
I'll take some.
He pours the doctor some. Anyone else?
Pain.
What you okay?
Professional needs.
Yeah, sure.
Sure. He
Can't have your
pours-
doctor getting trashed, can you?
Pours the pilots. That's a good point. What about you, Robbie? You seem like a rough and tumble kind of guy.
How difficult would it be to pour it back into the bottle when he's not looking?
It is a bag, Joe. It is a Ziploc bag.
Oh. So not too difficult then.
Very difficult, Joe. Have you ever tried to fill a Ziploc bag full of fluid and then pour water back into it?
No.
It is a pain in the ass.
Okay.
You'll have to roll a mobility check.
I would call a mobility test on that if you want to try it.
With a -2.
I won't give you a penalty. I'll just make you roll it.
I'll take it and then I'll spike it with my own flask.
The wine,
Tastes like bread.
doesn't necessarily taste good, but goddamn, it is potent. So you'll take it. It burns going down. After your glass, you can kind of start feeling that, a little bit of swing. Jokes become a little funnier.
You all
this
feel
is-
like you're going to stay on the ship now.
This is I haven't had this much fun since, and he checks a little notebook. 4 years ago. That was when I first made my my harvester puppets, my harvester marionettes. Anyway, it is my bedtime. I'm gonna go to bed. I'll see you all later.
Night, Doc.
See you all too soon.
So yeah, he goes to the bunks. He has his own, his own little bunk bed in the corner. You all probably would have seen it. It looks like he's taken shower curtains and affixed them around the bottom bunk, so he has his own little like enclosed space.
For him and good for us.
It's lined with what looks like quartz and other rocks and gemstones, just on the ground around it. But yeah, he hops in and he conks out almost immediately, leaving all of you alone in the facility. It is getting late. Maybe bed's not a terrible idea, but you do have a little bit of privacy amongst yourselves now. What do you want to do? Off to bed?
I think I'll just head off to bed to try to keep my mind sharp the next day.
Sure, Captain. You find a bunk?
Talk to Dr. Lugosi and see if we want to dig into any of the other records on the ship a little harder or not.
I mean, tell me why.
Just professional curiosity.
Okay, what parts of the ship are we digging into then?
I mean, like,
Do we need to radio back that we landed fine and
what he's been doing here for years?
You know what he's been doing here for years? You want to know? It sounds like he's been making sex puppets.
Right, I know. I'm a little worried about, like, remember he's got like something he's been writing into or something like that. Just want to make sure that there's not something weird about to happen to us.
You want to invade? You want to invade his privacy?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure. Why not? Let's do this.
Okay. And to answer your question there, Joe, reporting back would have been standard procedure for arriving in system, coming out of cryosleep. It would have been, basic, routine checklist items that the captain would have gone through. So we got some snooping with Dr. Lugosi and our medic Corvin. You do find his personal terminal in the bridge. If y'all want to try and slice into this thing, I'm going to need a comtech.
Sure. And now I have a system diagnostics device, right?
Yeah, you can totally use that to help boost your numbers.
Know if I can help them with that.
Yeah,
or
go
not.
ahead and take a +1 bonus for Corvin's assistance.
I do have some ranks in comtech too, so.
So then I believe that would be a +2 total.
I'll give you a success. You get in. You start digging through files. There's personal diary entries, essentially. And I'll kind of let you decide what you want to investigate further. There's entries related specifically to his mission. There's more professional style personal logs. It looks like you would imagine like maintenance, observations, stuff that's not tied to his scientific research. And I'll call those kind of the three categories: his diary, his research, and like maintenance logs.
Lugosi is going to make copies of his diary to review it at her own leisure.
Sure.
Was there anything that you specifically wanted there, Corvin?
I think getting an idea of his research would probably be of potential value to our mission.
Yeah, so she's gonna see if there's anything different from what she had learned. If there's more detailed notes to his work here than what she had been given.
Despite his personal idiosyncrasies, he is very thorough in his work, and it looks like he is very much here for deep space, like the deep space off the outer rim exploration. He has got star charts going way out there. He's got observations of different kinds of galaxies, different kinds of moving items, whether that's think meteors, comets, shit like that. It's very much astronomer kind of shit, like very detailed, very dry and boring astronomer kind of stuff.
It's actually been being done this whole time.
It's actually been being done this time, and you can see his personality is cracking, but in there, somewhere inside that mess of unicorn dicks and tardigrade sex shows,
Very
is
professional.
an actual professional scientist.
Dang. Okay. Well, I was almost hoping to find something different, but I'm pleased to find what we found.
Yeah, like I mean, the man is into smuppetry. That's fine. He's been alone all this time, as far as I'm concerned.
So you make a copy of the diary to read on your leisure. You go through
Yeah.
his research logs. Boring as shit, but very proper. What you expect from a scientist studying this stuff. Did you want to also check out the maintenance logs while you're here?
Quick skim of them probably couldn't hurt, just in case there's some like glaring issues with the facility that could be.
Comtech.
All right. Same thing.
I'll tell you what. Each of you roll it individually.
Nothing from me.
Okay.
There we go. All right, give me 1 second.
Sure.
There you
we
go.
got some successes. So,
3.
Corvin, you're going through it. Everything seems up and up. You see routine maintenance. You see failing components. You see logs tracking the supply drops. You see outgoing requests for certain components. Nothing huge. Now, Dr. Lugosi, there is something that you notice. Maybe about 3 years ago back, you actually do find record of a unannounced ship landing on the planet. It states that comms were silent. Each ship broadcast their codes or whatever. Silent. And it looks like from his best guess, of course, he doesn't have the equipment to study where something is landing on planet. But it looks like it's not too far off from where the further out points. But he does have record of some unidentified ship landing. There was never any contact. There was nothing. He said, it came, it landed. He also doesn't have any record of seeing it leave system.
So it might be something of worth to look into.
So something came into the system, and
Oh, you cut out there, Irene.
Oh.
I heard something came to the system.
It came into the system.
Yeah.
It landed, but it didn't leave.
Could be a potential competitor.
You can also, I'll tell
Corporate
from
espionage.
Could be.
Could
You
be.
can tell from the logs. It wasn't a large ship. Probably a little bit smaller than yours. Sammy, you were deemed. Oh, insult Tyler. Oh, this is exciting.
Not me.
Yeah, you, Tyler. You fucking shithead. I saw you one day walking into my fucking office at the school that
didn't.
I hired at, and you had these fucking Hello Kitty slippers on. I'm like, this son of a.
I had
bitch.
Hello.
You did. They were fucking horrible. Like, they were raggedy as shit. Your toes were poking out. They were disgusting. And you walked
Probably.
in, and you're like, sup, man, I want a job. And I'm like, I'm not going to hire you. He's like, no, man, like, I want a job. And I'm like, well, obviously I see that you have some kind of personality deficiency. So I will take it upon my better judgment, and I will extend the chance that you need to set your life straight. And ever since then, I'm like, this fucking guy. That's why I fired you twice, Tyler.
Yep, I know.
I did.
It was
a true story. I fired Tyler twice.
It was the Hello Kitty slippers.
It was the Hello Kitty slippers.
I was going to say, gave him a chance and he bought brand new Hello Kitty slippers.
He did.
That's right. My first paycheck.
First paycheck. I do have to throw it out there because Sammy's fantastic. And I worried about you, Tyler. I'm like, this fucking slacker. He's the kind of guy who puts almonds on his pizza. But then you found Sammy. I'm like, well, at least I know there's someone competent to watch over you for the rest of your life. Because this dude's a fucking dumbass. Like,
slap the almonds off that pizza.
Sammy, slap the almonds off that pizza. There you go. You're welcome, Sammy. Tyler, you're fantastic. But fuck you and the cat you rode in on. Anyway.
Hello Kitty.
Your Hello Kitty
Hello
slippers.
Kitty slippers he rode in on.
Listen,
Yeah,
I'm just glad that Tyler was just like, yeah, man, I love my Hello Kitty slippers, man. You should see my Hello Kitty thong. And I'm like, no, if you do it, I'll fire you for a third time. But Tyler's like, listen, man, like it's you know, it's not that small, and I've patched up most of the holes in it. So that's Tyler in a
Only
nutshell.
the holes in the back.
Only the holes in the back, though.
Oh no.
God damn it. I have to say it. Do you know those stupid kid toys that are like the plastic balls filled with Orbeez with like the mesh netting around it that you squeeze and it just squeezes all the lumps out? That's how Tyler described it to me.
I might have said
Listen, Ashley, I can see you there in chat judging me. But I've known Tyler long enough. I can say some fucked up shit to Tyler and he's going to think it's funny.
I might have used the phrase pantyhose full of cream corn at some point too.
Oh, I think you did. I remember that. I've never been more sexually aroused in my life.
Got that cream corn pantyhose and the Bush's baked pizza.
Oh no.
Oh.
This is a barbecue no one wants to be at.
Speak for yourself.
2 weekends from now, we'll do it.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Actually, it's brain trauma from when I was a child. All right, let's get back on with this
When you were
show.
dropped on the cans of Bush's baked beans.
That's when it was. This episode is brought to you by Bush's Worst. Gives a horrible new meaning to flicking the bean. Bush's Worst. Jake's not revealing this family secret. Or Duke. I'm sorry. Duke's not revealing this family secret.
Too much shame.
I do want to put out there that I do think that the dude, not Duke himself, not the dog, but the dude himself, I don't trust him. He looks shady.
No, he
as
looks
fuck.
suspicious.
He looks like Jared the Subway guy. And
He looks like maybe the dog is the meat that's in the beans.
this is the 17th Jake because I cut off his legs. Ah! That's great. That's going in the logbook too.
Oh my god.
All right, fuck all of you. Let's get back to this game. Actually, with that, we are at the 2-hour mark. We missed our first break because I don't keep track of time very well. So let's go ahead and take our first break for the night. This ad break is sponsored by the collaboration of Bush's Baked Beans and Bad Dragons for the wonderful product known as Bush's Worst. Yeah, we're going to go on break. We'll be back in just a few minutes. So don't you dare fucking go anywhere or I'll email you a can of Bush's Baked Beans. Not one of the good flavors either.
Oh my god.
All right. We'll be right back.
Wait, they have good flavors?
No. I got to find the thing. There's the break one. And we're fucking live.
Oh, great.
Woo!
Woo! Welcome, everyone, back to the show. We're just going to kind of dive right back in. So we have it where Robbie and Corvin head back to the ship. Am I correct in that?
Yep.
I believe that's what we agreed on.
And then the captain, the doctor, and Hoage brave it and camp out in the science station at the night in the bunk quarter with Dr. Spinner. So, those of you camping or sleeping, I say camping, staying in the science station, I need you to give me a stamina test.
Oh, thank goodness. With us
Wow,
sleeping
you
the
did
night,
good.
can we recover our stress
Yeah,
too?
recover your stress. Absolutely.
Wow.
So,
I'm almost disappointed y'all made it.
you all, essentially, I'm rolling to see if you got a good night's rest, because maybe like 3, 4 in the morning, Dr. Spinner gets up, goes about his morning routine. It's, it's benign. It's nothing, troublesome by any means. He puts on his headphones. He kicks on his cassette, because he's rocking off cassettes, because why the fuck not? Of 1980s Disney show tunes, as he's dancing around the bunk area, singing, and getting ready for his day. So, you're all able to successfully get a full night's rest despite this. As he's dancing around in his PJ. He's clothed.
Good. He's
His
clothed.
performance arts might be nude, but he is, he's not a creeper. He's not walking around the sleeping area butt-ass naked. But as he is kind of dancing around in his PJs, be our guest, be our guest. Da, 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 da. But sure enough, you all reconvene in the morning. He has a nice breakfast prepared for everyone. It's actually a dueling thing of breakfast, because Chet has a breakfast prepared on the ship. Bacon, toast, eggs, fruit, juice, water, coffee. While Dr. Spinner has crickets and soy.
Definitely having my breakfast on the ship.
Oh, I'll take some breakfast from him and say, "Oh, I'm gonna go eat this on the ship with the rest of the crew, and then throw it out on my way to the ship."
Captain, you're having breakfast on the ship? Could I impose and ask if I could join?
Well, I'm afraid we have a very no.
A limited supply. I totally dig that. I'll tell you what, I'll bring my own food. That way we don't get into your food rations. But I just want to feel like part of the team. Could I bring my food and I'll eat breakfast with you?
I'll tell you what. I'll have. Give me 15 minutes. I'll have Lugosi come out to join us for breakfast here. I have to go keep my breakfast warm.
Oh yeah,
Or,
okay.
Or room temperature at least. I need to go and see about getting those stage modifications that we were talking about earlier.
Oh, okay, yes. The crickets are served at room temperature anyway. If you heat them up too much,
Right,
they'll pop, like pop.
They'll get too dry.
But crickets, cricket corn.
That might not be a bad idea. Or is it? Have you tried it?
It needs butter.
Okay, that makes sense.
Everything's
right
better
back.
with butter.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you all
Going
make
to,
it through. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to walk toward the ship, and as soon as I'm out of eyesight, I'm going to sprint toward the ship. I'm going to order Chet to construct a crude curtain about yay high.
Oh yeah.
And then along with some supporting metal rods and whatnot
Okay.
that could just stand on its own.
I've
And then I'm going
read
to wolf down
about
my
this.
breakfast while he does that.
Yeah, I've read about this before. They would do like puppet shows and I could totally do that. I know how to do that. I've read about that before. And Chet bounds off excited to start working on this project.
Excellent. While he does that, I'm going to just eat everything I can.
Okay. You all make it through the awkwardness of breakfast, Dr. Spinner's disappointment when you all return full, but you're ready for a day of exploration.
Science.
Science! What do you want to do?
Well, first I'm going to give the curtain to Dr. Spinner to make sure he can set that up, maybe practice with it, or maybe come up with like a cute little trick where like, something can fall from above the curtain, like, ooh.
Oh, I think I have an idea of how when I'm controlling the marionettes, how I can get the curtain to move. I think I have a good idea for that.
I'm afraid I know what good ideas.
Yeah.
You work on that, Doc.
I will. I think I've got enough string that I could hold it in my teeth. And then
that's not where I was thinking that was going.
Where did you think I was going?
A liter of sweat dries up instantly.
Anyway, I'll get started on this right away. Don't worry, Captain. I still have your food ready for when you get back.
Absolutely. Actually, could I have a handful of crickets to go? Not all of them, just a little bit to keep me going on the road.
And he'll gladly hand you a Tupperware container full of dried crickets.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
I grow them myself.
Oh, and could I have some floss too?
Oh, yeah, you're going to need it. Yes, absolutely.
Yes, of course.
I did. I was so excited about it this morning that I went ahead and I made you the special one. And he hands you a floss pick where the handle of it's been very finely like etched with what looks like a fine etching of the marionette show, like the characters in it. I'm trying to think of that. Scrimshaw, that's the word I was looking for.
Wow.
Impressive. I'll have to put this on cryo freeze when we leave, so that way it'll be preserved.
That is so touching. Thank you very much. Well, if you excuse me, I am late for my calisthenics, and these skips aren't going to skip themselves. As he skips off.
Excellent.
Sure wouldn't.
I think we now know what Dr. Lugosi's thesis is going to be on. Okay.
All right, let's get a move on, T.
Sure. Yeah, you all meet up in the garage. You've got the two vehicles. You've got your heavier vehicle loaded down with your own equipment, and you've got the lighter weight kind of scout vehicle. Who's in which vehicle? Each vehicle has enough for all 5 of you. It's 6, with the 5th member still in cryo.
I'll go whichever vehicle Captain wants me in.
Well,
Whichever one I'm in, I'm driving.
The one that we should probably figure out, what we should figure out first then is, like, are we doing a full survey? Are we doing a quick survey?
I think a quick survey to find out where is the most optimal place to set up our equipment would be good.
Then we'd probably want to take the smaller one then, right? Or the faster one.
Zip out there, zip back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what's the plan?
So
we'll do a quick scout, come back, and then load up our big stuff and then head out to the site.
Okay, so you're taking the lighter vehicle. Hoage is driving. Hoage, go and give me a piloting test. This isn't space travel, so you can take a +1 bonus to it. Roll me another d6. You've already got 2 successes, so you're good to go. Okay, yeah, 2 successes. Uneventful. You head to which one of these locations are you heading to?
The closer one, I thought.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you head to the closer one. Are you bringing any kind of scientific equipment, or are you just wanting to get a lay of the land?
I think we should probably bring maybe just like the lightest.
Okay. Just some basic
thing.
Yeah, some basic scanning tools. I don't fucking know how this shit works in real life, let alone in the future in space. So we're gonna say that all of your characters know what you got. So, yeah, you make it out to the first place that he pointed out. It is a rocky outcropping Looking at it initially, it looks like at one point there might have been flowing water here. There's no sign of that now. But a lot of the times with these mineral-rich deposits, it's where water would flow off of a higher location, like an outcropping, usually somewhere quartz-rich, and then flow down into a lower area where it would then settle. And it looks like this is that kind of location. Who's going to be operating this equipment for the test?
Is it a Comtex test?
Comtech.
So it'll probably be Lugosi.
Okay, go ahead and roll for me.
Imagine
And
it's going to be like the first scene in Jurassic Park where they shoot the little thing in the ground and then the scene from the...
Absolutely.
And it would make sense for the diagnostic device, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Success.
That game on Steam.
So yeah, you're doing your tests. It comes back initially as... So the first layer is mineral rich.
I don't know. I just want to make sure.
You tell him, Tyler.
Sorry. Talking
Put those almonds on that pizza.
Yeah. I'm going to put almonds on my pizza and you're going to like it.
Yeah. Sammy, let your...
Do you want me to tell him that you like mayonnaise on your pizza?
What the fuck? Listen,
Okay, Chuck likes pudding on his pizza.
that is defensible. Chocolate pudding, thin crust pepperoni pizza. Those two are made in heaven together. Like, fucking delicious.
You've seen those pictures of like the South American pizzas where they put like cream corn and mayonnaise?
No, I
Yeah, that's how
not.
Sammy likes her
Oh, yeah.
pizza.
Never heard of it, but I'd try it.
Oh, it's ranch. Dipping your pizza crust in ranch is perfectly acceptable. Anyway, first layer sediment or mineral
I'll put a
rich.
picture in the Discord.
Okay, cool. Check out our Discord so you can see this picture. First surface layer. Whole pizza. Dear Lord. Anyway, we're off topic. First layer, mineral rich. It's fantastic. But a couple inches down, starts drying out. When you're getting to the very, very outer reaches of this thing's depth, you see an increase in the mineral deposits. Maybe you'd have to get your bigger gear out here. You think there might be possibility that this could be promising. Everyone give me an
So we've got a
observation
general
test.
light.
Everyone
Alright.
but Dr. Lugosi, give me an observation test.
Oh, I see something.
Who do we get? We got Corvin, you got a success.
I even passed.
Jake, no successes. Tyler got a success. Okay.
I'm looking for a place to ditch my crickets.
You can easily find a place to ditch your crickets, not a problem. So, as you know, you spend an hour or so. Yeah. Spend an hour or so doing these things, taking notes. So the two of you who succeeded, you're standing there, and it's like you feel like a little vibration coming through your feet.
Maybe I'll like do that thing where you get down and like listen to the ground.
Yeah, you do. You push your helmet to the ground, you push your ear to your helmet. It's a crunching noise.
Coming from underneath us.
Yup.
I think we gotta move.
Shit. Yep.
Right, everybody, back in the car.
Back it up, boys and
Back it
girls.
up.
Back in the car, and it said that it was sensitive to heat, right? So can we like shut everything down?
Everything that's not necessary.
How
can't
long does it
shut
take for
ourselves
the car to like start up and
Right away.
not very?
Yeah.
Yeah. So could we like power everything down real quick once we get inside and see if it can pass us by?
So I'll tell you, this is light scout vehicle. There's no top to it, right? Think like an old Jeep or something like that. ATV, shit like that.
Oh,
It's not gonna
Okay.
insulate us.
It is not going to insulate you. So you all start packing up the material. Dr. Lugosi, I need another contact to see how quickly you can pack up this piece of equipment.
Do we want to head to the next site while we're at it, or just head back?
You know what? It might not hurt to check out the furthest site, and then we can come back to the nearest site once we have all of our major equipment. Just to get an idea of what to do.
I'm gonna
Depends on
just
how well he does.
roll. She.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, you pack it up. No problem. Dr. Lugosi, you're familiar with this equipment, so it's no trouble. You toss it in the back of the vehicle. Everyone piles in quickly. This crunching noise now becoming audible to everyone. Hoage,
I'm shifting it into gear as soon as
you need to give me a
Doc
piloting
is.
test.
You said I can do a +1 or no because we're under distress now.
Under stress. No more plus.
Okay. Doesn't matter.
Nice.
Yeah.
Doing your job and doing it well.
So I imagine this is like, Doctor, you toss this piece of equipment in the back, you're running around to the side, and you just barely get your last foot in as all of a sudden your pilot just fucking floors it, almost throws you out, but you're fine. And you're all skimming along the surface heading to the next survey point.
I'm going to keep a lookout behind us to see, just to see.
Observation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was curious about the same thing.
What is my observation? My observation's not that.
And anyone who wants to roll it, please go ahead.
Busy driving.
Yeah.
I would like to push that.
Sure. Yeah, so Dr. Lugosi, I'm going to give this bit of information to you because you took stress for this. As you're all walking away or driving away, you see portions of the ground where you were at start to kind of rise up and then lower a little bit. But you're like, shit, that was close. That thing was surfacing just moments after we left. It looks like with you all leaving, it never broke surface. You kind of relay the information. Everyone else who's free to look can take a look back and you can see the signs of it. But it's kind of like as the rest, everyone kind of turns around, you're paying attention to where you're going. Dr. Lugosi, you linger for just a second, and you see on that rocky outcropping kind of up top where you believe the wash kind of settled all those sediments. You see a person standing there. Doesn't look like they're wearing a suit. Go ahead and take a point of stress for me there, Dr. Lugosi.
Awesome.
That's
What do you do when
uncomfortable.
you see this, Dr. Lugosi? Everyone else has turned back around.
She's gonna go and ask, hey, y'all see that?
Turn
And
back
point.
around and look again.
When everyone else turns around, so Dr. Lugosi, you just kind of give that half turn to get their attention, and when you look back, it's gone.
Of course.
Of course.
We're in a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we saw the worm.
You
We
did?
think.
Yeah.
Better
You're
not be
hit
in a
there,
horror
yeah.
movie. I'm the mechanic.
Oh, shit. Everything's gone dark. Let's send the mechanic by himself.
Darn it.
Yeah, so Lugosi's gonna go, interesting. Very interesting. And then she's gonna like take her pen and just sort of like rub it. But she's not gonna do anything else at the moment. She's just holding her pen.
Okay. That's
Wait, what
your
did you
item,
see?
right?
Mm-hmm.
You can take a point of stress off. Dr. Lugosi, you had a question?
That you saw, Doctor?
Maybe don't worry about it. It could be just that maybe I'm having effects from that wine from last night because I did drink it.
Yeah, that's some hard stuff.
And she's gonna
Finest apricot bread money can suck through a straw.
yeah, and she just like clicks her pen twice.
Okay. Do you all continue on to the second survey site?
Yep.
Sure. It's a couple hours out. The drive is uneventful. Rolling plains of rock and dust. It's frigid cold. Wind is blowing across. There's not really anything to block it here on this planet. So the little bit of atmosphere when it blows, you really fucking feel it. So, but yeah, you come across the second survey spot. Now, as you're approaching it, one terrain item that you definitely notice is the area is riddled with sinkholes. Tyler, are you still there?
Ooh.
Tyler's not there. We're going to say that Tyler's going to pass this piloting check. Just because I don't feel like waiting on him. You manage to snake your way between these sinkholes. Some of them are small, maybe a few feet in diameter. You do see the occasional sinkhole that looks monstrously large. Just Swiss cheese, giant holes in the ground. But eventually, once again, it's almost at the foot of this large mountain range. You come across the location for the second survey site. What do y'all want to do?
I feel like it's a good time to start doing the thing again. The thing that we were
Comtech,
set
yeah.
up to do. Yeah.
Comtech.
Do
Maybe
as we
this
did last
time I'll start with just,
Observation. So, Dr. Lugosi, if you would be kind enough to give me a Comtech, and Corvin, go ahead and give me an observation.
I don't know why it rolled that yellow die.
You have 1 point of stress.
1 point stress still.
You took
Gotcha.
a point for pushing, and then you took a point for seeing that thing, and then you used your pen to reduce your stress by 1.
Right, so I should only be at 1 point then.
1 yellow
Such a-
die. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. So, Dan, everything sounds clear. So, Dr. Lugosi, yeah, you set up the thing. You're monitoring the equipment. It's fucking mineral rich here. Like, it is pink. This thing actually delves down to like maybe 20 feet or so. And it's thick at the top. It's thick in the middle. It's thick in the bottom. Like, she's fucking thick. This looks good. Now, you're going to have to get your big equipment out here to do the full survey. And to really find out how much of a load here. Now, the nice thing is, I would say you've all probably been given a primer on this kind of surveying, this kind of prospecting. And it definitely seems like the terrain is matching a certain kind of equation where, given certain, circumstances in the land features, it should reliably provide some kind of mineral deposit that would be worth checking out. So,
All the boxes are checked.
all the boxes are checked.
And definitely relay that to the team. Let them know, hey, if we're gonna set up anywhere, we should set up here first.
Yeah.
Why here?
Oh, it's fucking rich. Like we found like old Earth, an oil ocean.
Yeah.
That's excellent news. We'll have to be sure to send a report out as quickly as possible then, once we verify what all minerals we got here.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, like we're gonna need our good equipment, not this. And she like just gently taps the thing.
Yeah.
Not this, but we're gonna need the big stuff to make sure exactly what we've got here. But
Choice. Nice.
Nice.
That
Yeah.
green.
All right.
Alright. So we just
Preliminary.
gotta
Yeah, go ahead.
be careful about the difficulty in transit then.
All right.
These
Is there a
sinkholes
way
with
to
these-
look for a way around those sinkholes?
That is going to fall on your pilot.
Oh,
Pilot,
yeah.
if you could give me a piloting test.
I'm going to give them the best piloting test I've ever given them.
So probably while the good doctor is doing her survey, we'll say that our pilot spends some time in this vehicle kind of scouting out the area. One success. I'm going to call it good. All right? You find a path that seems safe and secure that's wide enough between all of these large sinkholes that you could get your big gear over here. Good?
Good.
So what's next? You did your things? Are you heading back to the science station?
I think that sounds like what we should do. I mean, there's not really much else to do here.
So I will say, it took you 2-3 hours of travel time, about an hour at each site to set up and run the tests. So by the time you get back, you're looking at the end of another day.
Okay.
And when you get back to the garage doors open, you're in your suits. Usually you park your vehicles in the garage and then it pressurizes. As soon as that garage door open, shit just starts flying out at you.
Oh, no.
Looks like large streams of paper of different colors. And as you look inside, you see Dr. Skinner on the ground, grasping for air. Just gasping for air. That's what I meant to say.
Close it again real quick. I want to run in, so this is the door opening, right? And we see stuff coming out. Can I make like a mobility test to run in and then close the door?
Yeah, sure, make it.
Okay. Let's do. I suck at this, but crap.
If it wouldn't hurt too much to have two people try, I might do, just as a medical person.
You can try and get to Dr. Spinner, but closing the door, you saw that Robbie was going for it.
Yeah, just to get to
I'm
him.
gonna push.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't succeed.
That is what it is. Dr. Spinner actually holds up okay. So by the time that you make it over there, Corvin, and by the time Robbie gets the door closed, garage repressurizes, atmosphere vents back in. Oh, I forgot about that. I just wanted to put up some streamers. Welcome me back. I missed all of you.
It's appreciated, but don't fucking kill yourself, dude. Like,
Let's get you up at med bay. Let's calm you down here.
Oh my god, I'm so lightheaded.
Maybe we got some oxygen up there.
Yeah, you haul him back up. He just wanted to decorate the garage when you all returned. Be, this nice looking thing, but he fucking forgot when those doors open. It vents the fucking atmosphere out of that chamber. The planet sets at a lower atmospheric pressure than what they maintain inside the science station. So it just fucking sucked everything out, sucked the air out of them.
It looked really cool when it went flying by us, at least.
Thanks. I worked all day on that.
We probably got here a little sooner than you thought.
So, Corvin, go. You take him to the medical station. Give me a medical test.
All right. Let me double check that I have the right pieces of equipment on here. I'll probably do it.
while he's checking them out, I'm gonna take 5 minutes to reduce my stress.
Sure.
There we go.
Sure,
It's
no
still
problem.
the same amount of dice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, you get him up there. You can tell that his lips and his nose and his fingers were starting to go blue just from the intense shift in pressure. You get him hooked up on oxygen. You get him some heated blankets. He's going to be down and out for an hour or so, but no worse for wear.
Maybe we'll try and do the cooking tonight.
Okay. The crickets are in the cabinet. Next.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
To the wind.
Yep, we got it.
Okay. So you all have an evening. You've got a meal to prepare. You've got a night to sleep through. What all do you want to do? You do have a couple hours without Dr. Spinner. Also, sadly, it looks like you're not going to get that show tonight.
Oh, how unfortunate.
So disappointing.
Oh, well, I suppose I'll just go ahead and I'll update our ship's logs with all the information we got from the 2 sites. Everything we've got so far from Dr. Spinner and, well, all the things that are actually professionally relevant.
Okay. So you're sending that communication out through, you're going onto your ship, getting that report written up, and you said you're sending that out?
If it's possible to send it out, sure. If not, I'll just make sure that it's in the ship's logs to where we
once
can
you get
send
into
it
your
out.
ship, that's absolutely no problem.
Okay.
Give me a Comtech roll.
All right. It's not going to be too good.
Okay.
Eh.
That's fine. Still, you get it written up, you get it sent out, you get a, confirmation from the ship's AI that it's been successfully sent. So, no complications. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, you all reconvene. Who's cooking? Or do you want to bring Chet in and let Chet cook? Or Dr. Lugosi, did you want to?
I was gonna say because Chet's not authorized to leave the.
He's not.
Yeah, so Lugosi's gonna cook.
Give me a survival test.
Awesome.
I mean, Chet could cook and we could carry it off the ship and have a.
That would be using the ship's rations, though.
Yeah,
Captain,
well-
would you authorize that?
Normally I would, because we're in an abnormal situation, but considering what just happened, my personal agenda. Mistakes are deadly, so don't let anyone under your watch screw up. Make sure they understand why. So right now I'm on particular edge with what happened to Dr. Spinner and his
All right,
confetti
fair
bomb.
enough.
Okay, so yeah.
Because it is, boys.
Irene, if you could have Dr. Lugosi, if you could have me roll a survival test at -1. Because you're using fucking crickets. Like, that can't be easy.
To -1.
Yeah.
All right. And it's safe to assume that at this point Lugosi has gotten rid of the other
that's
point
fine.
of stress.
Everyone,
right?
if you got stress, you can remove it now. You've definitely been in a safe place. You had time to kind of relax. I will say probably the Dr. Spinner thing was very stressful and scary at first, but after you had to had time to process, that's kind of funny.
When I hear you're making food with the crickets, I'm gonna ask, can you please set the blender to a more fine setting?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be sure to make yours extra fine.
Paste.
So,
Cricket paste.
yeah, you all sat down to a nice dinner of, sautéed soy patties, blended cricket breaded pudding. It's as good as you can do with what you're given.
That's all you can ask for most of the time.
You don't even need toothpicks after this one, so that's a pleasant change. Or, yeah, floss after this one.
Upgrade?
Yeah, you get your meal in. Dr. Spinner, he's not feeling well enough to join you, so you get over the comms. Could someone bring me some food in med lab? I'm still not feeling very good.
I'll take him the food in med lab.
Sure, yeah. He's grateful for it.
I feel like that's my gerb.
Doctor, did you have something?
Yeah, after dinner, Lugosi wants to go check out those Smuppets.
So there's his regular cast. You can check those out, not a problem. There's the Harvester
Right.
cast.
Yeah.
You find those. He's actually spent what probably you would translate to an uncomfortable amount of time on the mating ritual parts of it. He's even used magnets to make sure everything clicks into the right spot. Both of them seem to have some kind of like small like bladder or something inside of it. That way they can be squeezed and they all produce fluid.
She's just writing this down. Like, what? She's taking notes on this. Like, this man has had so much time on his hands to study harvester anatomy to anatomically correctly reproduce it.
Yeah.
How long has this poor man been here alone like this?
You checked out his logs earlier.
That's right. And his diary too.
You haven't gone through the diary yet, but just from the logs, it looks like 10 years.
Yeah, she's gonna go through that diary now as well.
Plays, musicals, uncomfortably graphic descriptions of dreams, poetry, philosophy, sometimes the zoological studies of the harvesters and his own dreams intermingle in a very uncomfortable amount, detailed in this journal with extreme precision.
Jesus.
All in all, what you gather is that extreme loneliness and isolation is not good for a person, but somehow this person, this Dr. Spinner, has kept a hold of their proper moral compass, their humanity, mostly harmless, still comes to mind.
Okay.
But, you know...
Yeah, it's just psychological stress.
I'm going to put this out here, and it's definitely TMI, but you all have definitely learned, and I'm sure, Dr. Lugosi, you would be obligated to share this information, but when it comes to harvesters, you definitely know that Dr. Spinner's a bottom. Those weren't words.
I don't think is even enough.
That's why I never wanted to be a doctor.
Once again, those aren't words. That's fantastic. Anyway, what are the rest of you doing over this evening?
Cleaning my suit.
Sure, yeah, you know the maintenance routines. I won't make you roll for that. You are a, precision, diligence. Your suit is very well maintained, and that's not changing now. So, yeah, good job.
If the medical lab was in disorder, maybe I'll work on getting it tidied up.
Sure, yeah, you spend some time in the company of the good Dr. Spinner, organizing, cleaning the medical lab. Joe, what were you going to say?
I want to check out the hanger, make sure he didn't tear a panel down to hang a streamer or something.
I do want a heavy machinery test.
So let's make sure he didn't damage anything.
Someday Irene will return to us.
You don't find anything. You don't.
I'm gonna push.
Oh, you're gonna push. Okay, 2 successes on pushing.
I don't trust it.
You see, looking through, you don't find damage that you believe is caused by his stunt this afternoon. You do find the one area of lacking expertise is the heavy machinery field. And you do find that the cargo bay, just like the car, was in desperate need of disrepair. And you actually do find that the closing mechanism, the locking mechanism on this cargo bay door, looks like was bypassed in some way. It looks like it was probably done by him. You're going to guess that he just forgot the command code to open and close the door. So he found some way to bypass it. So that way the door would still work. But there's no way to secure
But
the
it would
door.
also let you accidentally suck someone out if they're standing in there.
Yes, and
without
that
any
is
warning.
exactly what happened to him earlier. Irene, you all right?
Okay.
F's
I'm
in
good.
chat for Irene.
I'm composed now. I will have to talk about that later off air.
Okay, that's fair. All right, so yeah,
But,
that's exactly
yeah, I
what
definitely
caused
wanna-
this accident.
Okay. I want to fix that. See if there's some way I can remove that bypass and maybe reset the whatever computer or whatever.
Yeah, give me a heavy machinery test again.
Okay.
Or specifically for fixing that. God, these
Okay.
fucking gnats. Here in my
Yeah, there's a
personal
moth
space.
in here.
Nice.
3 successes. You knock it out of the park. You actually do find a crate with the replacement components necessary to fix his bypass. You also are familiar with this model, so you're able to go in and do a factory default on the operating of the door, so it's now going to not let something like that happen again. And the code, so usually these doors like this require some kind of like authorization code that you punch in.
Mm-hmm.
And you're able to reset that back to the factory default.
Okay.
So it's like
Is it like a text code or like a number code?
numeric code.
Usually.
It's 111111.
Okay. I'm just gonna tell him.
Luggage.
I'm gonna reset it to like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, sure.
And just let him know that's the new code for the door, that it's fixed.
Okay.
Is knowing that there's a lot of like, now that I've found basically the first 2 places I've looked that are in bad shape, heavy machinery wise, are there like generators and things in this?
Yeah. So
Building, like-
this place, it does have backup generator. It is not running on it. It is running off a combination of solar, geothermal, and wind.
Okay.
It does not. Let me rephrase that. It does have a reactor in it, but this is actually, after studying, you realize this was actually a vessel designed specifically to fly to where you're going, and you land it and you never move it again. So it does have the components of a spaceship in it. The reactor, once it's landed, was no longer necessary because they were able to fuel it or power it in different ways. But it is there. It's not needed. All of the other power functionality pieces of this are in good shape and working order.
Okay. Yeah, I guess can I do like just another general heavy machinery for the? I just like want to walk around the facility
Sure,
and make
yeah,
sure there's
yeah,
nothing
give me a
else
test.
that's needing.
Okay, I'll tell you that. With that, everything else, it's messy. It is in a little bit of disrepair, so you find some small things here and there you can kind of fix up. Maybe some of the doors that don't get a lot of service, their closing and opening system has become, rusty, whatever. So you're able to work a little bit, get those working. One thing that you do find is that the internal security system, the cameras have all been disabled.
Hmm.
And it looks like
Um,
it was done intentionally. And it looks like it was probably done for a while ago. It looks like someone just went up and just snipped the wires to it, and it's been setting up exposed to oxygen long enough that it went from that bright, shiny, coppery color to that kind of duller brown just from years of oxidation.
hmm.
But it's repairable.
Someone did that a long time ago.
Yeah.
Definitely want to repair it. Definitely don't want to tell him I repaired it.
Okay, yeah. You can spend your time, and I'll tell you what, you can take it. It looks like you're doing regular routine maintenance work. If he were to check out the command station, the bridge, whatever you want to call it for the station, very easily he would be able to tell that the cameras are on because the security section of it would be displaying that information.
Okay.
If you wanted to disable it, that would be a ComTech roll.
Yeah, I would. Who do I know in our crew that's best at ComTech?
Dr. Lugosi.
Okay. I would relay that to the doctor before I put the cameras back online. I'm going to relay that information that, hey, I found the cameras and the security system are disabled. I don't know who did it. I don't know if he did. They've been offline for a long time. I don't know why. It's kind of a weird thing, especially if you're by yourself. I don't trust it. I know if I just turn them back on, he'll see that they're back on. So is there a way that you could mess with the whatever computer these are going to be running to so it doesn't pop up and make it look obvious that these cameras are back online?
So we can violate his privacy some more, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say it like that.
Yeah,
But-
I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
I
ComTech.
just would feel better if we have our cameras back online.
So
ComTech,
this is
okay.
so that the cameras will be working, but it won't be extremely obvious. So like there's going to be some recording of it so you all could access the recording. But
Right.
if he just moves through and checks it out, you got a success. That's good, Dr. Lugosi. So if he just checks it out, he won't realize that the cameras are back up and running.
Yeah. So I'm going to assume that he probably doesn't mess with that computer because he's thought these cameras have been offline for a long time.
Yeah.
So,
It looks
I
no
doubt
different.
he'll-
It is no different.
right.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, I guess I'll be happy with that.
Okay. So I'll tell you what, we're coming up on the 3-hour mark, and I think this is a good place to call it for the night. We've still got more to do on this. We've started the thing. We know now that there's worthwhile areas to continue our exploration. Seeing as this is not a scenario, we get experience points.
Oh.
So if everyone would please track your experience points. The way this works is I have a series of questions that I'm going to ask. If you can say yes to this, you get to mark an experience point. And you know what? Since it's the first session, everyone go and take a bonus experience point.
Yay.
Sweet.
So, question number 1. Did you participate in the session? All of you get an experience point. Did you risk or sacrifice something to further your personal agenda? Does anyone feel like they can make that argument?
I think so.
Okay. I'm not policing you, so if you think it's a yes, we're on the honor system here. Go ahead and take it. Oh, we're going to do this next, so I'm going to skip these next 2 questions. No one made a panic roll, so no XP for that. Did you overcome a dangerous event using violent or non-violent means? Everyone go and take that, because if you weren't as observant, if you didn't get out as quickly, that harvester could have busted out of the ground and fucked all of you up. So take an experience point for that. And here's the thing. I want to hear some arguments. Did you make a significant discovery or revelation?
I mean, technically, we found
I think the
our
cameras-
resource deposit.
So we got cameras. We got the mineral deposit. I think that's good. Everyone take an XP for that.
The landing of the ship at the second site.
Oh,
the
that's a big
opportunity
one there.
was-
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So yeah,
Was that told to everybody?
I don't know. That was a
mean-
discovery between Dr. Lugosi and Corvin.
Right. I don't remember. I don't know if that got relayed to me or not.
Do you think that would have been a thing that we would have relayed, Corvin? Like,
I don't have any reason not to. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, Lugosi also doesn't have any reason why not to hide it, or to hide it rather. She'll probably spare the details of the personal diary and the tardigrade anatomy, but everything else she's probably going to tell them about.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, it's definitely.
So, yeah, everyone take an experience for that question. And the next two questions are no, I'm not going to put them out, so that way it'll be a surprise for next time. So, experience points are out of the way. We've now had a session for you all to kind of become familiar with each other's characters. So, the next thing we need to do in this is a little bit of character building, is your buddies and rivals. They don't have to be two-way streaks. So one of you can pick someone to be your buddy. They don't have to pick you back. Like, that connection's already made. We're gonna go order of the overlay. So, Dr. Lugosi, who on this ship do you think you would consider as your buddy?
Probably Corvin, because we violated privacy together.
That's a good reason. Do you think who would be your rival?
That's a tough one, because I haven't really. We didn't really feel like we set up any sort of thing for
tell
rivalry.
you what, if you want to skip one of these two for this session, that's fine. Next session, at the end of next session, I will want that filled in. And I got to tell you, just because you're a rival doesn't mean it's a negative thing. So, like, in the current Alien campaign that Jeff's running over on twitch.tv/thelollygaggers, Adam is playing the captain and I am playing the lead scientist. He and I are rivals, but we're still friends.
Probably got big egos and clash.
You're right. Our opinions just headbutt time to time. But at the same time, my character thinks highly of him and his character thinks highly of my character. So,
the way I did my rival when we were doing the mutant game or whatever.
Yeah.
Was I just looked for the person that had the most similar outfit to me, or like the most similar role, and I considered them my rival, and I was still friendly with them. It's just I felt like I had to one up them or whatever. Yeah. It wasn't like a negative.
Yeah.
That's
so
what
we can Irene, we can definitely hold off on your rival till next session. So, but the important part, you do have a buddy. You have a partner in, medical records crime. So, Dan, what about Corvin?
This is kind of an easy one because I actually had Dr. Lugosi picked as my buddy earlier.
Fantastic.
Because I think we're kind of like-minded, sciencey peoples. I imagine we get along together. So,
yeah. Here's a question I did have about your character, Dan. You are the ship's medic. Are you just a medic, or are you a medical doctor?
I could see being like a medical doctor.
Okay. I'll change the overlay for next session so it does refer to your character as Doctor, your character's last name. So I just wasn't sure, so I went with the lower medic. So yeah.
Wasn't concerned with it. Yeah. So,
All right. But yeah,
it'd be confusing to have two doctors.
Hey, it's not at all. On Jeff's game, we got two doctors. It's not a problem. Yeah. And maybe you're more informal. Maybe you don't go by your doctor title. Anyway, so do you got a rival?
I'm trying to remember. Joe's our roughneck?
Yeah.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I figure you're probably my rival because you probably need the most attention.
Yeah, that's exactly why I was going to have you as my rival, too. You're probably going to be the most on my health.
You have to go to the doctor. No, I don't. I'm good.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You have to go to a witch doctor, though.
Ooh, there you go. Well, if you all keep hanging out with Dr. Spinner, you're all going to need Dr. Lugosi's professional services.
Right. You'll need both doctors.
Yeah, moving on over, we got the captain. Who's your buddy?
I'm thinking the roughneck might actually be my buddy on that one, because whereas I'm sort of a stickler for doing things by the book, he looks for things that have specifically gone wrong. So that sort of kind of puts me at ease.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got a rival?
Not so much just yet. I mean, I haven't really
we can hold off
conflict with anybody yet.
Next
so.
session. We can hold off until next session.
Yeah.
Joe. What about Robbie? Who's Robbie's buddy?
I think I'm gonna just match my current buddies and rivals. So I'm gonna have Dan as my rival and Captain as my buddy.
That works.
Yeah.
Tyler Hoage doesn't have anyone pointing at him as a rival or buddy yet.
No. Personally, I'm disappointed that our doctor of brain sciences thinks that I'm dumb. Just because I fly a big plane doesn't mean I don't know how mechanics work and can do the good contact rolls.
Oh, okay. So you're kind of
At odds.
you're looking at Dr. Lugosi as kind of stepping on your toes a little bit.
Yeah, I've been on this plane. Fuck me.
This ship.
This big space plane.
And that's why you're just the pilot.
Yeah.
Big space plane.
All right. So we know your rival is Dr. Lugosi. Do you have a buddy?
I feel like probably the captain.
Okay. That's actually, if you were going to be unsure about it, that's what I was going to suggest. In a previous campaign that Jeff ran, I played the pilot, and Matt from Free League Publishing was the captain. And he and I were buddies because, you know, we were the two kind of like officers.
You're probably in close communication then.
Yeah. So that's fine. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think that's how our last scenario went too, where the
Yeah.
I think so.
pilot and
Yeah.
captain
Okay.
were
So we
buddies.
got mostly this sorted out. You know, those of you without your rivals or whatever you're missing, you know, we'll figure that out later. And like I said, it does not have to be a negative relationship. It just has to be, you know, some reason for you to be at odds with that person from time to time. So.
Yeah, like for me with Dan, it's not that I dislike him, but I kind of dread talking to him every so often because he'd be like,
Hey,
"Are
I
you
dig
taking
that.
your meds?
I get
Not
along,
the bad ones."
you know,
Are you eating your slop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My, you know, my dentist, he's a great kid, but, like, I don't need you to tell me that my teeth are fucked up. I fucking know they're fucked up. Like, I don't need that stress in my life. So it can be kind of like that relationship where you're like, listen.
Right.
Anyway, that's where we're
I'll put
we can-
Lugosi
I'll
down
patch
as
you
a question mark for rival because it seems Lugosi's pretty fast to just say, "Oh, so you want to fuck things up, huh? Cool." So if I've
that's
been riding
true.
with Lugosi for a while, maybe I'm like, "Okay, you're unorthodox. I don't like that." But
That's true. You're
sometimes
looking,
we need
you
unorthodox.
saw that doctorate joining your crew and you expected one thing.
Yeah,
I
you know,
expected someone
I
who
think-
appreciated the rules. Damn it!
Yeah, I'm thinking now that I'm thinking about that. Now that you bring that up, like Lugosi is very, very fine with violating people's privacy. So I imagine then that she's probably going to be rivals with the
Okay.
captain.
So
Yeah.
the captain and Dr. Lugosi are rivals now. I love it.
And I
Fantastic.
noticed how all that violation of privacy happened as soon as the captain went to sleep.
That's fantastic. All
Or
right,
you
everyone. I think that's a great place to sign off for the night. We'll pick up next session at the start of the next day, so you can actually get into your survey stuff in full. Really start digging for them minerals and shit. And that'll be 2 weeks from today, because it's not past midnight yet here in Kansas, so it's still today. So yeah, 2 weeks. Come back for episode 2 of All Fear the Ishtar. What do we got?
Have our diamond pickaxes.
Yeah, our diamond pickaxes. Saturday, 9 p.m. Central over on twitch.tv/GoodmanGamesOfficial. We have our show, Danger Strangers, and Bert is continuing to run us through Umerica. And it's pretty cool because Bert was the editor for that, and he did a lot of the writing for that. So we're in some hands of an expert in it. Sunday night, 9 p.m. Central here on Defenders. We're going to be playing the Ghost of Saltmarsh. Hang on a second, because there it is. It came back. My internet dropped hard for a second. Anyway, Sunday night, 9 p.m. Central, Ghost of Saltmarsh. Jake, are you able to join in this one, or you need another?
I'll need one more
So
session,
you're doing
then
the
I'll be able to
recap
join.
show. Cool.
Yep.
Cool. So yeah, Ghost of Saltmarsh Sunday. This Monday, 9 p.m. Central, over on twitch.tv/thelollygaggers. The link's in Twitch chat right now. I'll be hanging out with Jeff and Matt from Free League Publishing and the Grim and Perilous crew as we play some Alien. This is Senders of Heaven. What do we got? Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central here on Defenders, we're going to be playing some Weird Frontiers. The crew has finally made it to the buried city of Atlantis and are going to start exploring that. Thursday night, 9 p.m. Central, Watercolors and Warriors, our 5th edition Ghibli-inspired campaign. And then finally, Friday night, 9 p.m. Central, Joe's running us some basic fantasy role-playing game. So check out some old school dungeon crawling action there. Irene, would you like to tell us how we can support you out about on the internet?
Yeah, so you can find me on Twitter at DMIreneDB. If you want to, like, I tweet random tabletop shit all the time there. Or you can find me at my itch.io, which is now DMIDB.itch.io. I shortened it.
Good job.
While we're at break.
There we go.
And Winking Witch Press on drive-thru-RPG. And anything on the Grim and Perilous library as well by IreneDB. That's
there
me.
we go. You can go check out the Lowborn zine on the Grim and Perilous library. Irene's done a lot of fantastic work on that. So
it is Pride Month. Let me go. Actually, I have a thing I could promo for Pride Month. One moment.
Yeah, go ahead. Also, if you buy the second or third, I don't fucking remember. Maybe, yeah, I think of the second or third issues of Lowborn from Grim and Perilous Library on drive-thru-RPG, it gives me money because I've got some fucking shit written in that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so specifically on the Grim and Perilous Library, we have the LGBT in a Grim and Perilous World.
Oh, kick ass.
Right now, it's not print on demand, but you can get a PDF copy of it, and I believe it's at half price. I think Lilith knocked it down to half price. You can grab a copy there.
Very cool. All right, support it out. Go check that out. It is, an important month to show, support for all of our fantastic friends. So, yeah. Until we see you next time, let me get it queued up because I always forget this part. And I'm like, all of you fuckers keep waving because I forgot to do something. Let me get it there
And
first.
I will.
That's in this scene.
Waving will never end.
All right, so I've got it queued up. All right. Until we see you next time, start your fires, do your fucking drugs, and go tip those goddamn bartenders. They've been out of work for a long while, and they could use your financial support. In fact, just tip I can't say words. Tip all your fucking
money.
servers. All of your fucking servers. They don't make minimum wage. They make shit money. They need the help because we live in America, which is a capitalist shithole. So anyway, deuces.